All right, we live. We live. What's popping, people? We got
Hey,
the legend, One World. You
what's
know,
up,
he's
man?
been on like what slight hiatus for a minute.
my internet. Okay, if you guys don't know what's going on, my internet's down. Just saying.
And we got
I'm
what
on like
Yusef
a laptop right
Moneybags.
now, so
I see this change on Twitter. Yusef Moneybags. What's up with that?
Oh,
yeah, he's copying me. Copyright.
yeah. I saw this picture on my on like my pictures on my iPad. I was like, you know what? This reminds me of Cody. So I'm gonna,
So you decided to rip me off?
yeah,
Oh shit!
Money bags.
yeah.
Oh, my boy Taekwondo here. What's popping, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Taekwondo is the star of the show.
Yo, so this chapter, right? This is a great chapter, obviously, and I feel like Ty said, not a lot of filler. Everything was like there's a lot of substance, and a lot of theories can be made from this chapter. So, like, what did you guys think about the chapter off the break? What did you guys think about it?
It
I
was
like
good
the
to
chapter a lot.
it was good to finally get a taste of Sanji in the New World, since this is supposed to be the year of Sanji. We've got nothing about him.
Yeah, yeah. I guess okay. So, based on this chapter, what do you guys feel about Judge now?
Oh, either he's hiding something or he's not as strong as people think he is. He's hiding something, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely hiding something because it was said that like his heritage used to fight the Marines, like the top Marines, like the
Right.
the fleet admiral.
So, is
So
it? Yeah. So, are we okay? Are we underestimating Sanji or overestimating Judge
I
at
think
this
we,
point?
I think we overestimated Judge at first. I don't think we're underestimating Sanji. Like, no, know what it seemed like? At first, I thought that all right, Judge isn't going all out because he's not trying to kill Sanji here. But then when he did the wall thing and he went to his own people, I'm like maybe he is trying right here. But maybe
But
he's
the
not he's not as strong as we thought at first.
but the thing is,
'Cause,
people
like,
expect Judge to
based
fight
off
like
the fight with Sanji, even though maybe he didn't go all out, I felt like Luffy could just beat him after seeing that fight.
really.
Yeah,
What
like
did you
Luffy.
guys think Luffy could be Judge? Do you guys
well,
think
because
that?
he was just like kind of freestyling, like he wasn't using any techniques. He was just straight up punching, brawling, and Sanji was beating him in like speed in some areas. So,
I'm
But
not
but
saying
Sanji
I
was
think it
using
was just
actual techniques, though. I mean, it was like pre-time skip techniques.
yeah. I
Like,
don't think he was going all out. I think he was just
no.
messing around.
Yeah,
The
I'm
way,
not saying Luffy could beat him by only using Gear Second, but I think whether he has to use Gear Third or whether he has to use Gear Fourth, Luffy could just take him out. I feel like.
I feel like it's way too early to say that, especially
Yeah,
because
based on what happened, maybe,
yeah.
but not. Yeah, he's probably gonna.
Yeah, based on what we saw, it can be like, okay, well, Luffy should be a lot stronger than Sanji, which I don't think it is.
Yeah, Germa's way too strong to have
Yeah,
like a leader
and
who.
it's yeah, I mean, come on, like they're this mythical army, and you telling me that Sanji like is just like he can beat their leader?
Stronger
I don't
than
think
his
so.
dad, right?
Like
I don't think
he
that's the
could
case.
even be on like maybe even like I don't know, I don't want to say dragons level, but maybe even close because Germa's a huge empire, and like the leader should be
Yeah,
very very strong.
That's what I was
yeah, they
thinking because based off his size, I'm like, oh snap, he's almost admiral, not admiral. He's almost like Yonko level tall or something like that.
yeah. The
Right?
original Luffy just asked this: how strong would the Vince Smokes be without their gear? I mean, obviously we don't know right now, but it
Yeah.
seemed like that's all he was using right now. That's all he was using is his raid gear. So do you think he's strong without his gear? I mean, I would assume so because the German they've been like a legend for a while, and I feel like they made advancements with the technology, but it hasn't always been this way, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like what we seen, what they showcase doesn't fit the legends or doesn't fit the stories or whatever like that. Because at the same time, like I can't see Luffy going at it with Kaido and Kaido's putting up that bad of a fight or whatever like that. It's like that was almost pathetic by Judge.
Uh,
He didn't even beat him really. He just like after a
Oh,
point.
speaking of Kaido, are we gonna talk about the whole We're gonna talk about the whole like interview with Oda.
Oh,
yeah, we'll touch on that like after we
Okay.
talk about the
All
chapter
right.
a
All
little
right.
bit.
Just making sure.
Okay, so like the title of
this is what I want to
the
say. Okay, my bad. I just want to say that you see
right.
how Kaido destroyed Kid and was like they're playing little pirate games or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Judge should have did not like he should have did that to Sanji, but it should have been more on like that type of level. Like it shouldn't have been such a close fight unless he
But we
was
don't
just
know what happened with Kaido versus Kid. You know what? I highly doubt that Kaido one-shot a Kid.
no.
No,
I
no,
know
I
he didn't one
guarantee
shot him,
that
I
he
but
wouldn't
didn't
be
one-shot
surprised
Kid.
after this interview.
like
I mean,
I'm not saying that he one shotted him, but he still said it in a way like destroyed him, not on the same level or whatever like that.
I
Um,
mean, one-shotting in the New World isn't that far-fetched, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Kid got one-shotted. Because, I mean, Doflamingo, like, one-shotted Law at some points, you know?
Well, when?
Do you not remember when Law, like, first fought him on the bridge and Doflamingo literally just, like, slammed him into the ground
Wait,
and started,
talking about,
like, shooting him?
After the tussle with Fujitora? Well, he was, like, at that point, he had went against Dofi and Fujitora. And then, like, I felt like he wasn't, he wasn't 100%.
Doflamingo was just, like, messing around with him. He was just, like, throwing him around, like, using him like a rag doll almost, so...
And then the point, like, I would hope that he didn't one-shot him, but at the same time, since this is the strongest creature in the world or whatever, I could see the one-shot making sense. Like,
yeah, think about it.
Just
Doflamingo was just literally just throwing Law around like a rag doll. So Kaido's supposed to be like a million times stronger than Doflamingo, obviously not literally, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kaido could just like slap Kid and just like one-shot him.
That would be ridiculous. I mean, okay.
I don't think so. What would Kid do? Put up a metal wall? What's metal going to do?
That got to be strength equal to Whitebeards or more.
I mean, come on, you.
Metal's not going to stop him. He could shatter metal.
I don't think he got one-shotted. But, okay, with the killer, is Killer the Kid in the cage? And
no, it's Sanji, man.
Wait, hold on. The things that had me think of it was like, well, Sanji started basically, he was speaking in third person. And it's like, why did he switch? Like, and then with the Kid, I thought about Killer's, like, when he was younger. King of Lightning brought this up in his review, by the way. That's where I got the initial idea from. And Killer, in his, when we see him when he was younger, he has, like, his hair over his eyes, and he's eating food. Right? So it's like, what if Killer switched with Sanji to let Sanji get away? And that's why Sanji is like, that's that whole thing there. Like, do you guys think that's far-fetched?
Yeah, I think it's too much.
Hell no.
Why?
Killer was not in his flashback, dude. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the manga stream is not cooperating.
Killer and
Trying to find the page.
Killer has no interaction with Sanji.
Have you even heard the theory, though?
Huh?
Have you heard the theory?
Have I heard it?
Yeah. The one about him being in the cage.
No, but I'm pretty sure that they're nowhere near related. Sorry, dude.
All right, wait. All right, I get what you're saying.
It's getting heated in here.
We're gonna have
That
to.
picture confused me because I thought, was that Sanji in the cage? That's what I thought.
I mean, it's like the three. You look at the three, and it's like
The three San is three.
It should be
Yeah,
obvious
it's
that it's
supposed to be
Sanji. Right, it should be obvious that it's Sanji, but it's like, why did he?
Plus,
switch?
the hair's on the same side as Sanji. Like, if you look at the
Why
hair,
we-
it's not the same.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but
why
I
would
think
he
he just
refer to
looks that
himself that way?
I think he just looks that way, so it could like seem like he was bullied, he was picked on, maybe he was type emo-ish or something. Like I think it's that.
How would Killer even get in there?
Is it how would he get in there?
Yeah, like is Killer just wandering around in the North Blue and then and then they just capture him?
No, well the thing is, he said Sanji was feeding rats. Sanji was basically feeding like people from the slums.
People, yeah.
So if Sanji saved Killer's life, and then Killer felt like a way to repay him was to switch for Sanji.
Well, where's the mother?
That's
the real
definitely way too far-fetched.
Well, the thing about that is if he switched with Sanji, it would be confusing. They would have went and got Killer, not Sanji.
What
but,
if Killer is Sanji's mom?
No, but the thing is, his dad said
the
he
fuck
didn't
is
care
that?
about Sanji. He didn't care about Sanji leaving. Like he was like, all right, whatever. Like
Wait,
you
wait.
did anyway.
Wait, but
Yeah. If they switched, though, he would still think of Killer as his son if him and Sanji got to switch.
What do you mean?
All right, like if
But remember, Killer still has a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
so
Well,
Killer, so Killer held on.
The thing that kind of gets me with that whole thing, though, like just the fact that the hair matches Sanji. Like you can see under it, the bangs are on the same side of Sanji's, and it has the 3 on it, which represents.
I'm going to be honest.
They can swap cuts, and
I
they can.
think that people, when they see the same color hair in One Piece, they're oftenly drawing to say that people are related. So.
Well, to be fair, Killer does have like the whole advanced technology thing. Like he does use really advanced technology. He does, his name's Killer, matches the whole mafia theme, the whole assassin, Germa 66 theme.
Yeah, but who's to say that if we're talking about the whole advanced thing, who's to say he couldn't get it from Big Mom?
Could have. I don't know. I'm not a big supporter of the theory. I'm just saying.
Killer got it from Big Mom. Got his.
No. I'm just saying that if people are talking about advanced, because we know that Big Mom, she has advanced technology too. So what if he got it
She
from
got her
there?
most of her stuff from the underworld, and we know that Kid even mentioned the killer. Like, you're not the person that I would see working here.
Well, the thing is, like, it made it sound like Sanji was the only target, really. Like, the way it made it sound.
What do you mean?
Because Sanji was like the one who was born weirder than the rest, you know. There could have been another person who was born weird, but it feels like Sanji was like the only one, sort of, because they mainly like kind of picked on him. Unless Killer was so much worse or something, I don't know.
I think Killer has his own sad backstory.
Yeah, I'm just curious on like where the mother comes in the whole ordeal.
Yeah, I know the mother. I think the mother might have something to do with him not hitting.
Yeah, I don't know if it would necessarily be Killer, because like that wouldn't explain why Sanji has such a strict like rule with women and stuff.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Like I say, it was just something that King of Lightning brought up, and I felt like it was interesting. Because
King of Lightning is the same nigga that said Dragon is not Yonko level.
Well, that's
debatable.
I mean, I don't think there's no way to like disprove that.
Yeah,
King of Lightning also didn't know that was Nami on that ship. Sorry, dude.
I mean, I feel like
King of Lightning's not a perfect human. We should take him down.
I feel like Dragon is Yonko level, but even if like he lost to Blackbeard, you could be Yonko level, but you lose to a Yonko. He just might have took a loss.
Dragon is beyond your Yonko level. Sorry.
Okay, I mean, let's go a little bit too far, man.
No. Okay. If he was beyond Yonko level, Blackbeard would have been dead in the whatever.
No.
Real quick, another thing before we get on the Dragon level, the cyborg thing about Sanji's Yanji. A lot of people have been running with that. Yanji being a cyborg. What do you guys think about that? Because of the clang when he got pressed by the machine and all the other stuff.
Yeah, it could be the headphones. Maybe maybe the headphones have something to do with it.
Maybe Yanji was weak, so they did, engineer him and put some machines capabilities inside of him or whatever like that.
And maybe the whole headphone thing.
People are saying it's the headphones.
Maybe they wanted to make Sanji a machine too, but Sanji probably didn't want to do it, and that's probably why they thought he was weak too. But maybe even though Sanji might not be a machine, his legs are so strong that they call him black legs. So he was able to do something like that on his own.
But the thing is,
what
Sanji
if he was the one who took the cyborg like treatment, which is why he has like knives attached to his hands? I mean, have we seen his hands actually? I don't know. Let me look up a picture of him.
Yeah, the cyborg thing. I mean, that's I don't know, but people are saying when Sanji.
It's probably just like.
It could be comedy, the whole thing with his face and all that, because we kind of saw it before with Duval, but it's kind of like if they are cyborgs, let's just let's just say they could be cyborgs.
Yeah.
Then like, how far does this go with them being cyborgs? Like.
Well, I think
it could just be like cybernetic enhancement, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like
that.
Like something just like not as insane as like a cyborg, but they just have some technology implemented into their body, just some, not too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think that Sanji has no technology whatsoever because he seems against everything his father and them try to do. Like he doesn't want to use his hands. His father wanted to fight with hands. He like it seems like he tries to be the opposite of Germa. So I think he wouldn't enhance himself.
But the thing is, at that age, if they wanted to turn him into a cyborg, they're going to turn him into a cyborg. Like, I don't think Sanji had.
It could have just been, I don't know. Maybe over time they just wanted to be stronger, and then they got cybernetic enhancements, and then Sanji didn't because he ran away.
And even that though, it starts to make sense now. Now that y'all said that, when Judge said, Yanji is quite formidable or whatever, that he could have meant like, he touched him up. He's a cyborg. He's formidable. How you beat him? And Sanji was like, I'm naturally stronger or something like that. That could have went kind of that way.
But a lot of people are calling Yanji trash now because he lost to Sanji. Well, I guess it's the way he lost to Sanji. Sanji was relatively okay.
Yeah,
but Sanji.
Brother.
Yeah, but Sanji isn't weak though.
No, but here's the thing. It's not that Sanji's weak. We know Sanji's not weak, but it's like he got one-shotted or something like that. It's like that's what made him trash. Not that you lost to Sanji that made him trash.
We don't know if he got one-shotted. Well, we don't know if he got one-shotted.
Well, check this out though. We don't know if he got one-shotted or not, but Sanji looked at it at 100% health, like it was nothing.
Could have been a sucker kick instead of a sucker punch.
Okay, so like think about the first time Luffy fought Crocodile, right? It's like at that point, It's like, are you saying Luffy's trash?
No,
Hell
but the
yeah.
difference I feel like is that Luffy's the main character, and he's gonna show that growth the way he could take a L, fight you again, and get the win. Where Yanji is like, he doesn't have that growth. He lost, that's it, he's done. I feel like it's like that, because the
You think-
Yanji's not the main character. He's not gonna be able to like beat Sanji or get the better up on Sanji.
But I think that's the thing we do a lot of times in One Piece in the community is that like one L and you go from like a boss to trash. Like I've been seeing that Judge is trash now because of how his fight with Sanji went to.
Oh, anybody says Judge is trash is a dumbass motherfucker. Like,
I mean, I've
dude,
been saying that.
come on, man. What's wrong? Like, that's like saying anybody who uses something beyond technology, beyond themselves, is trash. That's
Well,
like,
That's like saying that Kuma's trash because like Sabo as a kid in the flashback got like the edge on him a little bit or something. I don't know.
like that's the most dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Well, the
Seriously?
thing with him being, it's like he fought very underwhelmingly or whatever like that. That's what makes it seem like he's trash. And what I wanted to say is that earlier they were saying that just because he fought Sanji doesn't mean that he's trash. But if he's supposed to be on this high level, if he's supposed to be Admiral level, like he's supposed to be Yonko level, or in the mid somewhere in between Admiral and Yonko, that fight shouldn't have went that way. Like I don't think when even though we didn't get to see it. When Kaido fought Kid, it was nothing like that. I'm pretty sure he was wrecking Kid, so he should have been wrecking Sanji.
I don't see him being Yonko level. I
They
don't
told
know.
you Commander in Chief, and this is what you're doing. Like, come on. If that fight would have continued, Sanji possibly could have won or whatever like that. Not like that's bad, but
Well,
like,
that's what people are saying. Like Sanji probably would have won if he didn't use the wall, if he didn't have his raid gear. And it's kind of like, well, I mean, that's how he.
Well, his dad, he seemed to know of hockey too. His dad, so he could have.
But
Had hockey.
didn't his dad grab his foot?
His dad was surprised Sanji had hockey. Like, oh,
Well, no, he said he used hockey. His dad was he said you're using hockey.
I think he has hockey too. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wait, didn't he grab his foot when it was on fire?
Yeah, he grabbed his Diable Jumbo.
Yeah, he grabbed his foot.
Okay.
So he definitely used hockey too.
It could have been like a metal. It could have been metal within his arm too.
He grabbed Sanji's strongest move.
Yeah, it was probably hockey.
Got it. So the one other last thing that I want to say is that even if Judge would have, say if they would have kept fighting and if Judge would have won, that was too close of a fight or whatever like that. He should have. It makes it seem like Luffy can just go in there and probably use Gear 4 and wreck Judge.
It seems that way, but it probably isn't that way.
I don't think so. I don't think that. Just
because put it like this, he could. Their fight almost ended in a draw. Like he slightly won or something like that. It's like I don't see the mileage. So it seems like Luffy. Let's say like if the fight would have continued and Sanji would have lost, Sanji would have barely lost. So that means that Luffy, not like Luffy's gonna one shot him, but Luffy in a fight could take him out or whatever like that. And that might be what happened. Maybe it might not be Big Mom in this arc who gets taken down. It might be Germa, and maybe Luffy will take Judge out.
I wouldn't like for Luffy to take out Judge because that's Sanji's fight.
Yeah, I think Sanji has to take out Judge.
Because it was a tricky thing. It's like they said that Germa was so strong, and I wasn't really looking forward to the fight because I'm like, okay, I know Judge is going to be on some like over Admiral level or something like that, and Sanji's not going to be able to keep it. It's going to be crazy, but that's not even what happened. It's like Judge was kind of than what I thought.
Is there a chance that Ishiji or Niji is possibly stronger than Judge or Reiju?
Yeah, maybe it's that. I hope so.
The sons are stronger than the dad?
I don't think so.
Well, the thing is, we don't know how old is. We don't know how old he is. He could be.
But yeah, that's the thing. That could happen though. Like your son could be stronger than you or whatever like that.
But Whitebeard was like 80 years old, and he was still one of the strongest. I don't think that age means anything.
Let's say if, not like age makes Judge weak, but let's say like
the thing is, Whitebeard wasn't Whitebeard in Marineford, right? I mean,
he was weak.
Like he kind of like lost to every admiral, right?
No. I don't see as he. I see as
I don't think Whitebeard lost to every admiral. I was thinking about that earlier.
Every admiral got an attacking on him.
But think this out though. I remember when Mihawk swung at him, he didn't even do nothing because he knew Diamond Jozu would block it. When Kizaru
Jozu jumped in front of it,
he was just like, "Oh, it's getting bright," and then Marco came and blocked it. I think he was like he wasn't sweating them. Like he was like, my people got this.
The only admiral who could defeat him at Marineford was Kizaru.
Whoa. Kizaru over Kaido?
Wait.
No,
Why do you think Kizaru could beat him? Because I clearly saw him like swipe him. Like when Kizaru went to the back. basically swung at him.
Excuse me?
You don't remember when Kizaru tried to hit him in the back and he just swung his blade? He caught him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No. The reason why I say that he could beat him, I'm not saying that he's stronger than Akainu. The difference is that the advantage is just there. Whitebeard, he wouldn't be able to keep up. If you think about it, all he have to do, he could sit back and spam his light beams at all that
Hold
shit.
on.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. But
can't do
remember,
that because,
Whitebeard is among the 3 people that could use all 3 types of hockey.
Yeah.
So
That's
he
facts.
he can blitz all he wants. This dude can catch it with observation.
Yeah,
Yep.
one thing with Kizaru though, he has to assimilate into the light before he can escape, right? And that's what Rayleigh kind of took advantage of as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We did,
like,
so it's like
um,
with Kizaru, but at that point, Whitebeard couldn't do that. It's like when another thing is like he couldn't use Conqueror's Hockey at Marineford because he was too sick, and then we kind of can base this off of Rayleigh when he used Conqueror's Hockey at Shabondi. He had to take a break before he could use it again. He even said it. So like Whitebeard at that point, I don't think he could defeat any of the admirals.
I
Right.
think he
like-
could defeat Akainu.
I feel like
Well, he was dying.
Akainu the business. He was like,
no, he could have taken like maybe all of them
What?
if he wasn't distracted, man. If he
Come on,
wasn't
bro.
distracted.
He was dying,
Come on,
so I
bro.
mean, who knows?
No, like you know he could have sink the island if he wanted to.
Actually, you
But
know what?
Akainu
That
could have
is a good
said.
point.
Akainu could have as well.
The problem is that Sengoku did say that Whitebeard had the power to destroy the planet. So,
Yeah.
Which was
and we also know that he was holding back big time with his powers. So,
But
if it was
come
just
on, we know Akainu was too, right?
But yeah, they both were. But you think the strongest Paramecia would lose against a lava devil fruit?
yeah. Nah.
At that point, at where Whitebeard was in Marineford, yeah.
I don't think that.
Well, yeah, obviously he was very weak. But my point is
Yeah.
like
You're talking
Sengoku
about
was
like in
saying.
their prime. I mean,
Well,
yes.
Sengoku, the power. I don't think the power weakens though with age. Sengoku said that even now Whitebeard has the power to destroy the planet.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. Like there's
all
a
of his
difference
power,
between.
he would probably end
I
up
do-
destroying everything
I
in
don't
the
think-
way. But
yeah.
I think he could technically, if he really wanted to, he probably could take out Akainu. But
But I don't think he.
Well,
I don't know
hold on.
because it's
he
like
wouldn't do it. That's the thing. Like, he
Even-
wouldn't do it.
Even
He would
Garp
kill
said,
everybody.
Garp was like, yo, I'll kill Akainu or whatever like that. If Garp could kill him, I'm pretty sure Whitebeard, the strongest man.
Garp wasn't killing Akainu at Marineford.
Yes, he was.
we don't really know that. I feel like Garp I
No,
feel
no.
like Garp gets more praise than work he actually put in that we've seen, but if
Well,
Garp
we haven't
said,
seen it, but he's been acknowledged. Somebody like
Garp would have stomped the shit out of Akainu if he wasn't getting held back.
Garp is like what Whitebeard is right now. He's not in his prime. He's not as strong as he used to be.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're saying that Whitebeard would lose to Akainu, okay, then so would Garp.
yeah,
I
we got.
disagree. I disagree with Whitebeard losing to Akainu though. I
I
see.
don't think Whitebeard will lose to Akainu.
Yeah, I know you said that, but like,
People are saying Garp would give Akainu that work at Marineford. Really?
Well, check this out. though.
Akainu is probably the
They got a
strongest
point
Marine.
because
Right
if we
now. Akainu
try
is
to
probably the strongest Marine right now.
if we try to power scale it, if he's supposed to have cornered Roger and him and Roger supposed to be equal kind of, and Roger and Whitebeard was supposed to be kind of equal, then Garp should be equal to, he should be able to take Akainu out, even though
And look at it like this: Akainu Whitebeard was injured. He was still keeping up. Garp is only thing is that he's just old, and we know that age doesn't really mean that you're going.
Well,
to
the thing
weak,
is,
so
well, age does play into it because you're not telling me that Whitebeard, if you basically attack Akainu from behind in his prime, and he basically what's a Quake Fist Akainu to his face, he's not killing him in his prime. Akainu was good after that. He took on all the commanders after that.
The
Like,
problem is
Whitebeard
that the
I feel like
quick
he
to
got-
the
I feel
face
like
that
he
he
got right,
used
though.
was far from his strongest.
Exactly, because I don't feel like he could like reach his full power at where he was at Marineford.
I know. I think
There's no-
So
the problem
what
is
if you
with,
Ivanka
we don't
for
know
the
how
combo?
physical strength affects your ability.
But look
we
at
know
Don
some-
Chinjiao. Look at Don Chinjiao. Right?
What?
Look at Don Chinjiao. Like Don
Yeah.
Chinjiao, like he lost to Luffy. I mean, and it's like Luffy isn't weak, but I mean, like we know Luffy isn't like.
Well, I think Don
Admiral, he's
Chinjiao
not
is pretty
an
weak, to
admiral.
be honest.
Don
Garp
Chinjiao is one of the
one-shotted-
most Spartan niggas in One Piece.
Garp one-shotted Don Chinjiao, so I don't know.
So now Don Chinjiao is fodder.
Yeah, I mean, he
Well,
kinda
he
is. He's
Don
a
Chinjiao
one-shot.
was
He's
never
also said the
top
second
tier.
time.
Wait, since when 550 is fodder as a
Excuse
bounty?
No.
Remember,
It's not about the bounty,
Bounty's
man. It's about the
overrated.
power. Like he lost
Yeah,
his power after Dreams Rosa. He got it back and he lost it back.
Bounties are
It was his
overrated.
rank as
No, I'm talking
well
about
because
I'm
he
talking about
was.
his prime. Like in his prime, he was a good pirate, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. His ability
Right.
was OP. He was able to split islands and everything.
Exactly,
But
exactly. And
hold on, it's a difference though. I feel like he got washed up, and I don't feel like Whitebeard got washed up.
Yeah, because think
Whitebeard
about it.
definitely wasn't washed up. He was
Think
sick,
about
yes,
it.
but
Whitebeard,
not washed up.
he had to be. He was a Yonker, so he had to maintain some type of strength. This nigga
Yeah.
Don Child chilling on dress was like,
He also lost his head too. I mean,
no, what I'm saying is, Don Chin Jiao, where he was a good pirate. Then where he is now, based on age, he's not
It's
that
not
strong
about
anymore.
age, bro. It's about his power up.
No. How can we say that age?
His
No.
whole shtick was about that pike he had on his head.
Exactly.
How can you
The problem
say?
with-
How can you say age doesn't play a factor in strength? Age does play a
well, because
factor.
the Whitebeard's thing, it's his devil fruit that determines it, not so much his age. Like,
But the thing is, if you're old, you can't use the strength that you once could.
well,
I'm
we
speaking-
know that devil fruits, like certain devil fruits, do depend on strength. Like, Luffy's devil fruit depends entirely on his own
I
strength.
feel like all devil
But
fruits have
Doflamingo's-
to have strength to use it.
But
Either
Doflamingo's
mental
ability,
strength or physical strength.
well, yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
Doflamingo's ability does not depend on his body at all.
well, I don't know.
Well,
Because you have to use stamina, right? And
No,
it's
because
like, as you
Doflamingo
get-
even said when he was pretty much like about to pass out after he got like punched a million times in Gear Fourth in his stomach, where he was bleeding out in his organs, he was struggling to walk around, but he still said that he could still use like his full, he could use his awakening and stuff to distill the full potential because it's not affected by his body as much as Luffy's.
But the thing is, Doflamingo's probably in his prime right now, right? As far as his age
Yeah.
and all that.
bad.
A
Doflamingo's-
little bit past his prime because
No, he's like
his
30.
prime was
What?
he's kind of middle.
No. He's in his
He's
prime.
middle-aged.
I think as far as One Piece characters, in their prime from like, I don't know, like 27 to like 45-ish.
Yeah, he pulled
Because-
up his awakening, so I think he was
He's
in
a little
pretty
bit past his peak in the prime, but that's
Really?
Little
Doflamingo's in his 30s.
I don't think so. I think Doflamingo's
What's
definitely
his age right now? I think he's in his 40s right now.
Doflamingo?
Still though.
He's still in his 40s.
I don't no. I don't think that we should use real world prime because that nigga's also like 10 feet tall and yeah.
He's 41. He's 41.
Yeah, he's 41. He's still in his prime, bro. Because
I think
Shanks
that's
is
a
like
little. Prime's like 30.
30?
Life expectancy in One Piece is 140 years old.
What I wanted to say about
Because Akainu was like
Wow.
50 something right now. He's in his prime, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Admiral must be in his prime.
Yeah, I was
Akainu.
saying, and he's the fleet admiral, so he's definitely has to be in his prime.
maybe.
So it's like at that point, like when you're in your prime, your stamina, everything is at its peak. So like you can't tell me that Whitebeard, his stamina is at the same place where it was when he was like 30. There's no way. Right?
Okay, but the problem is that once again, it comes back to whether or not his devil fruit is affected by his physical strength.
It has to be though.
with,
It has to
I don't
be.
think so.
but hold on, but you're making it seem like just because he's older, he's a scrub, and
Because
Whitebeard.
Doflamingo's.
I'm not saying he's a scrub, but at that point, I don't feel like he's beating Akainu.
Check this out. Though.
Okay,
Akainu-
Doflamingo's devil fruit was not
not
affected by his
Akainu,
physical strength. for
Don
example.
Chen Chao is a bad example to use because since he lost his point, he was all depressed, he was down, he didn't feel like he was, so he was all out of shape and stuff like that. Whitebeard was.
No, he's still strong. Don't get me wrong. Whitebeard is still strong at
Yeah.
Marineford, but we have to kind of like temper the expectations. Where it's like he isn't taking out an admiral because not just him being old. If he wasn't sick, I feel like he could, but he was sick as well.
I think
know
even
what I'm
though he
saying?
was sick, that he could have took him out because remember they didn't kill him. Blackbeard ended up killing him, and if Age didn't have messed up,
No, Taekwon. He died on his own.
who
What do you
Whitebeard?
mean?
Nobody got
Whitebeard-
the finishing blow on this guy. He just died on his own. They were shooting at him, but he was still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah,
I mean,
just
like,
because if you got
Akainu-
bullets at you that they killed you, they have to chop off something, pull his heart out, something. He just stood there and just died after he said One Piece is real.
yeah.
I
Like,
mean, Whitebeard, like the
I
shit
feel
that
like
he
if-
took in Marineford, like I don't know
Even-
how anybody's still standing.
I think
after that.
I think the theory about Conquer Saki, like making you able to like improve your physical strength, like your resistance and stuff. That's
Yeah,
probably
you
what it
conquer.
was.
I feel like it allows you to conquer like.
Well, because Conquer Saki, Rayleigh said that it was a reflectance. It reflects your overall strength, like your mental strength, your physical strength. It's a reflection of your overall strength. Like you can't train it. You have to basically be a better person. You have to have higher willpower and
But the
stuff.
thing is, it kind of like improves
So-
on its own as your prestige improves.
Yeah,
as
so
a
what
pirate.
I'm saying is like maybe it also goes the other way around, where the higher Conquer Saki you have, the stronger it makes your body as well, like your body and spirit and all that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for sure.
Then,
I mean,
cause like I felt like Akainu got some hits, but Whitebeard got crazy hits on Akainu back, and then he like punched him into the ground, and I thought he almost died. But
nah, kind of.
if they would have
He,
kept fighting, I could have seen Akainu lost. It's like he kind of slipped
nah,
away after the fight
nah.
or
Well, the
something
thing
like
is,
that.
Whitebeard, right after the whole Ace thing, he came up behind Akainu, right, and he got
Yeah,
like some free hits in on Akainu, right, and
yeah.
Akainu took half his head off, right. Then
Yeah.
Akainu sent the Hound into his stomach,
Well, I
right.
think what it was, Whitebeard physical strength made him slower, and it made him.
Yeah, at that point he wasn't keeping up with Akainu, and it's like Akainu
Yeah,
after
his
that took
speed,
on
everything physical
everybody at
suffered,
Marineford.
but I don't think his Quake ability suffered that
I
much.
don't think it
No,
was.
no, 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 no. Look at it like this. A lot of people keep talking about Whitebeard's Quake Fruit, but let's
Yeah.
look at it like this. We can obviously say that his Quake Fruit wasn't his strongest move. Akainu's Magma Fist, that's definitely one of his strongest moves. He used it to kill Ace, he used it on Jinbei, and Whitebeard took
Akainu's
that.
Magma Fist? That's
I
like the
think he
least
has
effective
it.
move ever.
I think we have more moves from Akainu that's
He,
stronger.
he
I believe
Ace,
Akainu can
Okay,
create a
the
volcano.
thing is,
Nah, he's right.
Whitebeard,
Wait, wait,
I'll
he got
emphasize
a
this
point.
again. Whitebeard, Sengoku said that Whitebeard he has the power right now
Well, the thing is, he said
to
has the
destroy
power.
the
When I
planet.
no, I don't think he meant at the moment he could destroy the world. What I'm thinking he meant is like the
No, he
Quake
said
Fruit
that guy,
has
no,
the
his
Yeah,
power.
words were like,
No,
his words were
because
that guy has the power to destroy the planet.
exactly, which
yeah,
is the
yeah.
Quake Fruit. The Quake Fruit has the
Yeah,
power to destroy the world, but at that point, Whitebeard wasn't destroying the world with his strength.
why
There's no
not?
way. He wasn't strong enough.
But
uh,
once again, only certain devil fruits are affected by your strength.
And I feel like one of the Quake Fruit has to be one of them. I feel like
wait,
all
wait,
devil
wait,
fruits
Not
are
wait,
the
All right,
wait,
only.
wait,
wait.
wait, hold on. All right, remember Shanks stopped Akainu's punch and he saved, what was that? He saved Kobe, right?
Yeah.
right.
Remember when Shanks was on Whitebeard's ship? Shanks wasn't playing no games. He was hockeyed up, destroying the ship.
Well,
And
Shanks wasn't like he wasn't even like he was just testing them. That wasn't
no,
the
no, he
full.
wasn't. Trust me, Shanks wasn't playing no games, and he was like, it was like you're destroying the ship, and he's like, I am on an enemy ship. I gotta like, I can't be playing around or whatever like that. So he's on Whitebeard's ship or whatever like that. And when they got into the confrontation, and Whitebeard threw the bottle, and Shanks was out the way, and they clashed, the sky divided equally, like they was both even in strength, or like they was both just as powerful as each other. So like,
Well,
if
I
if
don't know about
Whitebeard
that.
if Whitebeard didn't have the power like that, he would have fell back, and he would have fell or something
No, no,
like
no,
that.
no, 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 no. That was just a clash. I don't feel like either of them went all out to like.
But I'm
Well,
saying
let me
though,
put it this way. Like, okay,
he never.
I'll give you a quote, for example, that'll kind of prove my point a little bit more. When Blackbeard got the Quake fruit, he started wrecking the entire island, and they were talking to Blackbeard. They were like, "Why? You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to use the power like that. Whitebeard would be really upset if he saw you doing this." Implying that Whitebeard had the ability to destroy the entire island if he wanted to, just
Yeah.
like a single flick of the finger. But he didn't want to because he didn't want to hurt anybody. So
Well,
I do think that he had the power to do like massive damage to like.
he could destroy Marineford for sure, but I don't think he could destroy the world with his strength at that point. I
Not
don't
okay.
think so.
Okay, I was exaggerating. I don't actually mean the
Yeah.
entire planet.
I
I just
do
mean.
think
All of that, but I'm
Blackbeard
saying
can
he could have beat
though.
every admiral.
I think
there
it was
one-on-one.
obviously an exaggeration to say the entire world,
I
maybe,
think
or
he
maybe
could.
that's an awakening
No, I
ability.
think he definitely could. It's the Quake
No,
fruit.
no, no, no.
I
It's
think he
not an
could.
exaggeration.
And I think that with his fruit, definitely he could.
What I mean by exaggerate, okay, what I mean is like I don't think he could just punch the ground and then the entire world just shatters into a million pieces.
Nah,
I mean, he could. I
nah,
guess
I
if he
think
gets
he
not
could.
stronger.
that
I
simple.
think he could in his prime.
In his
Remember
prime
when?
for sure, but not just like that. But
Not
it's,
not the
it's
entire planet.
No, no, no,
well,
no, no.
I
Think
have
about
I
it
have
like
a
this.
theory
Because
about
then
that.
that would be basically that would triumph over every ancient weapon. Then ancient weapons would be useless, and everybody would be after the Gura Gura. So I don't
But
think.
then it's like you're not going up and taking the Goro Goro from Whitebeard. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not
But
happening.
yeah, you could. You could
Who's
just
doing
spend
that?
like all your navy forces. Think about
Even
how
if,
badly
even,
they want the ancient weapons. They could
even
have
if
just
they
taken out
did
Whitebeard in his
that,
prime.
but,
And,
okay, so the
and
Navy
Not
another
his
was
prime, his old age. I mean.
No, no, no. If they all went after Whitebeard, like if they sent their strongest men there, then that could lead the pirates to go and attack the Marine. Because if you
but
get rid of
yeah,
the Admiral,
yeah,
let's be
yeah.
honest, Vice Admirals almost fought their niggas in his besides Garp. So
Well, we have a few that like the
What I'm saying is, if there was an emphasis on actually being able to destroy the whole planet, like legit, I think the Navy would have a much higher.
but it's like if they can't take it though, like
But they
it's
would
like.
still try.
But even if they
There would
tried,
still be
right?
some kind of hint.
If they say the Navy went out full force against Whitebeard, do you think Roger would help him?
Probably, but Roger's
Right?
dead, so Roger's
No,
dead.
I
We
mean,
wouldn't know him.
it's like, but it's like at that point, Whitebeard in his prime, he can destroy the world. They're not attacking Whitebeard because more than likely Roger will help him, and it's like that's an opportunity for other pirates to attack the Marines. Like, I don't know if that's like something you want to do.
I think. Well, actually, no. Let me reemphasize. I don't think he could shatter the world, but since his power also relies on tsunamis, he could probably also flood the world as well. Just like because
Yeah, with his
it has such like the power that's like when he quakes something, it also creates tsunamis. It can do all sorts of stuff. It can like there's so many other factors in it.
This is
So,
what I
like,
want to say. All right, like if Akainu could have taken out Whitebeard, then why did he have to go get Squardo to go give Whitebeard the low blow? Like I feel like Whitebeard could have taken out each admiral on a one-on-one.
Well, here's the thing. If you can, right? Like, it's the same thing with Judge. If you have the means to do something, why not use it? Right? So
No,
if
I
I
get
kind of could, like, get Whitebeard stabbed to make his job easier, why
That was
not?
dirty though, and if I feel like that shows he doesn't have the power, and he needed that. And if Squado,
No.
if no, Squado really damaged him with that direct blow. If it wasn't for that, Whitebeard would have definitely took out Akainu for sure.
No.
Like,
Think
even
about
though,
it like this.
I feel like even though he was damaged, he still could have took out Akainu. They just didn't fight to the death.
Listen, I
And
kind
check
of,
this out,
right?
nobody. I remember when Ben Beckman pulled up and Kizaru put his hands up. That Kizaru wasn't really scared. He just was just like trolling for the moment to like
He was trolling, yes.
put his guard down, and when Beckman leave, then later he shot at Luffy anyway. So
Yeah.
at the same time, nobody on Whitebeard's team was scared of an admiral or whatever like that. They wasn't scared of nobody. Like
No.
No.
It doesn't matter about being scared, cause Jack wasn't scared of going after Shuru, all them niggas, and he got sent to. You know what happened.
Jack's
with
just
Jack.
crazy though. I don't think
that was that was impressive for
wasn't
Jack
scared.
though. I feel like
Kid
after
wasn't scared
Jack
to
did
go
that-
up against Kaido. He still got.
He didn't know who Kaido was.
Yeah, all right. No, I know that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, the only person who really took a L was when Ace collided with Akainu. Everybody else seemed okay after. And it's like if those admirals was that crazy that not even Whitebeard himself could beat them, it would have been a whole different way. I think like the admirals are scary, but not that scary. I don't think that. I think Whitebeard.
They're not that scary?
No. Ace didn't really take an LL.
Cause check this out though. Like Whitebeard when all right, I remember when Whitebeard stabbed Aokiji and the Marines was like, oh no, Aokiji. And he was like, yo, I'm okay. And they was like that they thought he stabbed him with Haki, and Aokiji was like, don't be crazy or something like that. And he was laughing about it or whatever like that. He was okay. Like, and when Kizaru shot, Marco just came. Marco took Kizaru hits like directly. It's like they didn't seem scared of the admirals.
But
It's
the
like,
thing is, that's Marco, right?
yeah, I know one of his
Marco, like-
strongest person.
Yeah, so it's like Marco is going against an admiral. That's like Marco. That's like the first commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. So it's like admirals are scary, bro. Like people
feel like-
like
hold on,
run
'cause remember-
The
admirals.
problem is like I do think there is some level of evidence to say like that admirals are weaker than Yonko.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Excuse me?
Let me give you some points. Like, it was stated that if two Yonko were to go to war with the Navy, that the Navy would lose because when Shanks and Whitebeard tried to meet up, the Navy sent out like as much as they could to like stop the meeting. So they do not want the Yonko collaborating, and if the admirals were on level with Yonko, that would be like 4 Yonko right there, right?
Exactly.
So 2 Yonko versus 4 Yonko, obviously you're gonna win on the admiral side. But since they're so scared of 2 Yonko, there's obviously some indicator that the admirals might be
I
weaker.
think I don't think they're scared of the matchups.
I think
per
a
se.
fleet admiral might be on level.
Because listen, we have vice admirals that could be admirals, right? We have vice admirals
Yeah.
that probably don't want to be admirals because they want to move around. People that we don't know about. We know like the 2 vice admirals that they were in the running for admirals. We have vice admirals that are strong that we obviously haven't seen. But I think what they're scared of is like the shift of power. Like if 2 Yonko come to take on the Marines, like where do they have to pull like resources from? And like it's too much
that's
for them
part
to
of it,
worry about.
but I think-
Like, so I think it's like I'm sure Akainu would welcome like Yonkos to fight. Like it's like, and they have strong people, and then they also have the shit.
No, because here's
That's how
another
the
point
tricky
too.
thing.
When Shanks showed up,
Exactly.
they all stopped.
The
Yeah.
world government could no. The world government could take on
It was
two
only
Yonkos.
Shanks and like a couple of his
Nah,
like,
they
top
can't take
guys.
on two Yonkos.
No,
Check
no,
this out.
no, no, no,
Why would
no,
they
Here's,
all
no,
stop?
no,
here's
no,
a
no,
good
no, no,
reason
no.
why they
Don't
can't
look
take
at it
on two
like that.
Yonkos.
Don't
Check
look
this
at
out.
it. They
With
They
White
can
started.
take on.
they had three admirals. They had the Shichibukai. They had everybody. So what was you? That's just for one Yonko crew. What was you gonna do when Shanks showed up?
Well,
Like,
listen,
they
well,
was
real
outnumbered.
quick,
No,
real
no,
quick.
no, no, no.
All
Listen,
the
listen,
admirals
listen,
were really.
listen.
Aokiji and Kizaru were fresh. They were
No,
fresh.
but still
All the
though,
Shichibukai were fresh. Mihawk wasn't trying. Hancock wasn't trying. Dofi wasn't trying.
Exactly. Those he
None,
didn't even use birdcage. You really think
like,
that he could have easily fatherized those niggas if they were
like
all going
Mihawk
out?
could
He
have
was
went and
birdcage.
like
The plot
Mihawk
cage.
could have took out like half of Whitebeard's crew. Like he
Mihawk
could.
could defeat Shanks.
Okay,
That's facts.
nah, Mihawk's not.
Well,
okay, let's calm down here right now.
Yeah,
Hold
that
on,
is
hold
true.
on, Mihawk, what's his name? Would have kept Mihawk busy.
All right.
Not like he
You
would have
know,
won,
actually, after
but
this last
Flower
interview,
Vista would have kept Mihawk busy.
after this last interview with Oda, where he literally said he doesn't know how Luffy can beat Kaido,
yeah,
I'm,
yeah. Let's
I'm
talk
kind of
about
confused. I don't think Oda really knows that much about power scaling. Like, we're probably like thinking way too far into it. He probably doesn't even know how this works.
that. Yeah. I mean, with Luffy defeating Kaido, it's like I understand where Oda's like, I don't know how he's going to defeat him because of how I built Kaido up. So it's
Yeah.
like at this point, I was thinking I plan on making a video about it, but it's like, is Oda going to be forced to have a time skip? Like, because if you don't have a way for Luffy to defeat him right now, and it's like without an ass pull, are you going to be forced to have a time skip for Luffy to improve to have a chance against Kaido? Because
Hell,
I
He
don't
said,
personally.
he said that Luffy wouldn't be able to win with conventional methods, like just beating him up. So what he could be implying is that they're gonna need some kind of weakness. Like, remember Crocodile? Remember how Crocodile was like practically invincible? He one-shot
Right.
it, like multiple times. Then
Right.
Luffy really just at last moment, at like the last moment, he just figured out that blood was a weakness, and then he just, even after being poisoned, he was somehow able to beat Crocodile. Like, it was just a huge like plot armor basically kind of situation.
I mean,
So that-
yeah, but
That'll
like,
probably end up happening with Kaido. Kaido's probably gonna have a weakness, Luffy's gonna exploit it, and then it's gonna.
but
He'd probably get help with that too.
but from what we hear about Kaido, right? It's like who here wants to like Kaido to have that type of weakness? You want like Luffy to
Yeah.
develop and have like a great fight against a Yonko to overcome that. You don't want no
Yeah.
ass pull. Like you don't like.
Yeah,
I'm sure
you're
Luffy
right.
doesn't want that as well, right? You
There's
don't
gonna
want that.
have to be some kind of intervention or something. There's gonna have to be something that will weaken Kaido, I imagine, just so that Luffy could like pull out
But-
something to kind of finish him off. 'Cause
Another thing is also the real quick. Oda ended as far as One Piece the percentage, right? Like I think like the editor said it was like
65.
70% or something.
65.
They're at 85.
Well, the editor like a couple years ago said it, right? And I don't think the editor was wrong. But what I think is Oda, he probably like because he said he puts like characters aside, and then when he's writing and then something comes back up and he can tie him back in, he brings the characters back. So it's like I feel like that's gonna happen constantly. He's like oh I can use this character again. I can use this character again. So it's like the story is gonna continuously like extend. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, is he gonna be forced into another time skip? Because like I can tell that he doesn't want like Luffy to beat Kaido in like a bullshit way.
Well, what I think,
Nobody
what
wants
I personally think how it's gonna end up is he's kind of building him up with the 4 Yonko arc. He's gonna have to beat, I imagine, 3 Yonko. He's not gonna. I don't think he's really gonna fight Shanks. And if he does, it's not gonna be like really an all-out war or anything like that. So we can pretty much count Shanks out for any sort of development on his end. So 3 Yonko, we got Kaido. I imagine first because they pretty much said Kaido was first. So he's gonna have to beat Kaido without being Yonko level, basically. Because if he automatically jumps to Yonko level, then all of a sudden all the challenges disappear. Because then he would be on par with Big Mom, which wouldn't be a very good fight.
Well,
'cause
you
he's
have to
not-
delay,
Well,
right?
you
You
know,
have to
because
you
at
have to
that
delay for a while. Then you have to delay him fighting a Yonko.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah.
Sean.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, well, plus
the
the
thing
problem is like
Luffy-
having him be on level with like Big Mom and Yonko is that he's not the underdog anymore. You know, he doesn't have any more room to grow.
Luffy only needs
So
to
he's
But
probably got to
Luffy
be
is-
weaker.
Oh,
He's
hey,
gotta be
hey,
weaker
hey,
than
hey,
Kaido
hey,
to
hey,
actually
hey, hey. We have a very special guest, the name of Lucky Roo.
Luffy only need to beat
Sean, what's
one.
poppin'?
Everything good. Luffy only need to beat one
Okay,
Yonko to
Sean.
prove. Luffy only
I
need
can't
to
hear.
beat.
What I was gonna
Hello?
say is
No, he's talking.
I said Luffy
I
only
don't hear
need
him
to
saying
beat.
nothing.
Huh?
Luffy only need to beat one Yonko to
Hello?
prove he Yonko level. He could
No, I can't hear
Fight the
anything.
All right. I'll repeat what he's saying. He said Luffy is Yonko level right now and can whoop Shanks' ass.
no.
No. Okay. Here's what he said. He said Luffy only needs to beat one Yonko. Continue.
To prove he's Yonko level, and that Yonko
To
is
prove he's
Blackbeard.
Yonko level. And that Yonko will be Blackbeard.
What?
So basically what he's saying is that once he beats Blackbeard, he'll prove that he's Yonko level.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was
the
about.
thing is, he's not fighting Blackbeard right now.
No, I know.
Like, that's not.
But Blackbeard's gonna be like Pirate King level by the end. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's got the two most powerful devil fruits on the planet. That's like Yonko level plus.
Once Luffy
Yeah.
beats one Yonko, so let's say whether he beats Big Mom or Kaido, after that, whether he's Yonko level or not, he's going to be perceived as a Yonko because even at, like, all right, at first, Blackbeard probably, he was a Yonko, but he probably wasn't Yonko level, but he had the position. So maybe that'll happen
Right.
with Luffy, where, like, he'll take a Yonko out, he'll have that position, and he'll stable his way up to being a Yonko later. Because I'm like, even with Dofi, like, even though both him and Law beat Dofi, Law is like, Luffy beat Dofi, and everybody went under Luffy, like Luffy's the captain or something like that. So,
Right. Yeah. So I guess as long as he beats Big Mom, then if he beats Big Mom, consider let's just assume Big Mom is the weakest Yonko. He beats Big Mom.
Hell no.
Then he's Yonko level.
yeah.
With that. Even though he's not as strong as Kaido, Shanks.
What your
Blackbeard.
problem is now?
I think he kind of has to some extent, take like a lot of the credit for beating Kaido, just because of how much. This is gonna take so much energy out of this arc. Like, it's probably gonna end up being like a 3-year arc. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Before
This arc's gonna be probably even longer than Dressrosa. I wouldn't be surprised.
Before Sean left, he said that Judge was on par with Akainu.
No, he didn't.
Oh man.
No way Sean said that.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I agree with him.
Okay, we got a topic in the chat talking about Sanji and how Oda has represented him. What do you guys think about that?
Okay.
I think it's cool, but we just have to give it time. You know what I mean? One thing I like about this recent chapter is finally Sanji got a fight with somebody who was supposed to be good, where he wasn't weakened and he didn't get like one-shotted or something like that. Because they always do Sanji for a hype. They make him fight somebody, they wash him, and then it's like, oh, that person's nice because he broke.
He never
Sanji.
got. Oh, well, actually, he did.
But he still lost though, right?
Well, like with Dofi and with Virgo, it's like they use him. They use him as a hype tool, and they didn't really like let him get off or nothing like that. They,
Right.
So at least in this fight with Judge, we got to see like, oh snap, Sanji's going blow for blow. They're fighting. He's
But
going.
he still even.
Actually, it kind of went the same way with all the other fights because it started off like Virgo. With Virgo,
He got
Sanji
more hits
landed-
on Virgo too.
Yes, with
Virgo-
he landed like a bunch of good hits on Virgo, and then Virgo cracked his leg, and then it ended. And then with
Virgo-
Leo,
The ending was
Leo got some
like
good hits.
that was
Virgo is definitely one of the most fodder characters in that we've seen so far.
based off the ending. It's like for him to break.
Excuse me? What?
For him to break Sanji's leg when Sanji's black leg Sanji, that's like disappointing right there. You know what I mean?
No. He was injured. Remember, he got into his body. He was like, "Oh, I could tell that something's wrong." Like
The whole
Nami
thing
was
with
messing
Nami,
his body
Nami
up.
was like,
I don't know. It's not that big of
But still,
a
though, like whatever reason, whether he was handicapped or he wasn't at full health, whatever, it's like they still have him like losing these fights. With Dofi, he landed a good hit on Dofi, but it's like he still took the L or whatever like that. So at least in this chapter, he was represented better. Like
No. The
versus him
Dofi
because,
one, the Dofi one, I agree. Dofi one shots him, but Virgo, that nigga's so fodder.
Nah, Virgo was impressive. I like he's the strongest vice admiral we've seen besides Garp. I feel like.
And he
I think
he got body slammed by Law.
Wait, who? Momonga?
I think Momonga is stronger than him.
Hold on, wait.
Probably Dalmatian.
Orunga.
Is Momonga who Sabo destroyed, or that's not Momonga?
So that's the guy that basically was on
Bastille.
that stabbed his.
Bastille is trash because Sabo destroyed him. But Momonga though, I think it was from a movie. I seen him and Zoro fighting, and they seemed on the same level or whatever.
That was a filler episode.
Yeah, but still though, you know what I mean? Like
No, it's
they're
not.
not gonna have.
Momonga is a beast.
Order doesn't agree with it.
Momonga is one of the strongest vice admirals. Like,
Wait. Who's Momonga?
He's
The guy with the extra arms, right?
Yeah.
no.
That's the dude that basically was telling Boa Hancock to come to Marineford, otherwise he'll
With the
revoke the
stripes,
unit.
Yeah,
Him and
that
Zoro
was-
was fighting, and it seemed like they was on each other's level or whatever like that. And when Zoro and Fuji was fighting, even though Zoro wanted to fight, Fuji kind of had the upper hand or whatever like that. So I feel like Momonga is closer to Zoro level, and maybe Zoro could have.
No way, man. No way.
What's going on here?
Since you like to quote filler so much, Taekwon,
It's
that
not.
filler
It's not. It's
episode
not
where
about.
Zoro versus Momonga, even he was sweating when Zoro went against him.
No, that's what I'm saying. That they was close to each other's level. Now check this
They
out.
weren't close.
In the
Like
filler
someone who's
episode-
close to you, you ain't sweating for that.
No, but check this out though. In the fella episode, did Zoro use Ashura and go all crazy and then Momonga? No, they didn't do all of that, but they were still fighting like they was close to each other's level. Zoro didn't one-shot him. Zoro didn't like destroy him. He didn't destroy Zoro. He didn't one-shot Zoro. They was on each other's level, is what I'm saying. So
Momonga is definitely top 3 ugliest niggas in One Piece.
What about Dalmatian should be strong as well. I think Dalmatian is
He's
up
just a Dalmatian. Who cares?
there.
Facts.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Alright, I was on my
Sound
phone.
back with the
I was on my
sound.
phone, you see?
Wait, can you guys hear Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on my phone just now.
Another one I forgot to
yeah.
mention is Onigumo as well. Onigumo.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the guy with the
The
spider.
spiders. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably the guy that Taekwon was trying to reference.
Wow, this nigga is ugly too.
Yes, we have strong vice admirals. I'm sure we have other vice admirals we haven't seen,
Well,
but
what about the last guy? You remember there was one of those vice admirals that were on Eni's lobby when they were blowing it up? They showed Momonga, they showed Onigumo. There was another guy. I think he had a long
Burglary.
was it Dalmatian?
Dalmatian. Yeah, Dalmatian.
Dalmatian. Yeah.
So
No,
like,
no, no. He was a black dude. He had a long, like, Son Wukong beard. Like, very...
What?
Strawberry.
Say?
who?
Oh, Strawberry? Was it Strawberry?
I think so.
He
Oh,
was a
yeah.
strawberry, bro.
Yeah. That's what I said. The guy with the long hair.
And they had Doby.
Yeah, that's
as
he.
well.
The guy with the long hat, yeah.
Strawberry. He was in the Fishman Island
Yeah.
backstory as well.
Yeah, like we have
Formula-
strong white vice admirals. And like we haven't seen them do anything, and it's like I feel like when Oda holds them back, it's like they they have something to show.
Vice Admiral so far is garbage though. Like they hype tools like for
Facts.
they hype tools like
The majority are just fodder. Majority.
like Oda
Did you see
just
that one Vice Admiral get one-shotted
Bro.
by Rob Lucci? The one with like the ball technique where he could break up into balls.
Well, listen. Well, the vice admirals we saw what Maynard.
Oh, don't
garbage.
talk about Maynard Brago, please.
Maynard was trash. Smoker has been.
Garbage.
Oh well, stop. Well,
Smoker is
garbage.
steaming garbage.
Smoker isn't garbage. Let's chill. Like Smoker is gonna bounce back in a big
See,
way.
at the moment, Smoke is
Listen.
garbage. That's the thing. At the
What?
moment, he can redeem himself later, but right now,
Yeah, he is.
I agree.
Smoker don't even know to use his fruit. Like he
Well, that's the
garbage.
thing. Like he's like okay. Well, Smoker pre-time skip. Like he was owning Luffy because of the fruit, right?
yeah, exactly.
Skip.
Because
He
Luffy didn't
lost
have hockey.
The post-time skip lost.
Once he got to the new
Lost the
world
ball.
where it was people with hockey, like the real pirates, it's like he just got weak after that.
Wait, so he lost to Law, right? Then he lost to Virgo, right? But you could say like he was like the whole thing with his heart and whatever. He was like that kind of hindered him a bit. But then he lost to Dofi. I mean, come on, like
Bro,
Smoker is
he-
weak.
he-
Bro, he got
are
one
you
shot.
trying to damage control
He got one
because
shot.
he lost his heart?
I mean that does affect how you fight.
You're damage
Like, I mean, he was
controlling, man.
fighting
That
against-
had nothing to do with it. Like, even if his heart was gone, they could still fight.
No, he was fighting to get the heart back for Law.
I'm not gonna lie, he put up good fights. It's just that he lost or whatever like that.
He was
He
just
got
gone.
one-shotted by Doflamingo, man.
Well, he
No,
after
no,
he fought
Dofi-
Law and
Got
Virgo.
washed. What's his name had to save him? Alkizi had to save him.
Yeah, he got one-shotted by
Ah, da,
Doflamingo.
da, da.
man.
Hey, hold up, that's the little homie. That's what's his name? That's Smoker. Hold on, chill, Dofi, chill.
Wait, but that's after fighting Law and Virgo.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he goes to fight Dofi. Like
But
he-
the thing is, like, he got one-shotted,
Hold on.
one single hit by Doflamingo, and he was down.
Kaido
Already fight.
Kaido went to Zou. He went and fought the Admiral and the Fleet Admiral, and then he went back to Zou. So I don't want to hear
Kaido?
that. I mean, not
Kaido.
Kaido. Jack.
That's a Yonko. We're talking
No,
about
Jack. I mean, Jack went to Zou. Was wilding over there. He went to fight Fujitora Sengoku. Then he went back
Jack
to.
overrated though.
Jack did
But
all
the
of
thing-
that. So I don't want to.
Wait,
I don't
wait.
want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
No, this was
I don't want to hear that
within a
Smoker
matter of
just
hours.
finished fighting Law and them and stuff like that.
No, this was within a matter of hours, though, if that. Like Smoker fought Virgo, Law, and then he fought Dofi. Like that's not the
But
same.
Jack did the same thing. He went like right after, like, yo, I'm going back into. I don't care.
How long did it take for Jack
Yeah,
to?
but you're talking about Jack. Jack has huge stamina. Smoker
And
does
plus,
not.
he's
Alright.
going. That's like
Even though Jack's stamina is crazy, whatever these stats is, it's that other level where it's like, we're we're after the time skip now. This isn't we're not playing games or whatever like that. Where Smoker seemed like he should have never went into into the new world or something like that.
Yo, I think we definitely sleep on Smoke because with that devil fruit, Smoker's gonna be a beast in the future, yo.
No, I'm not saying that. Check this out. I'm not saying that he's trash. Forget about it. I'm saying like right now. What he did right now is.
I don't think he's trash. He lost to Law, Virgo, and Doflamingo.
Yeah, but he trashed though. That's too much L's in a
Okay,
row.
well,
Smoker already needs to do something with Smoker. Like, if he gets
even
another
against
L,
Luffy,
What is
Bravo,
dangerous?
you lose 3 times to this trash.
Smoker.
if Smoker gets another L, the only job I can see for him is just to work on the puffing Tom.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Definitely top 3 most star people in One Piece.
Bro, we should just give Ajra these streams. Just give Ajra the
3
stream.
times in a row,
Ajra is the new host.
and you only calling them trash.
Well, they say Law fodderized Smoker. I don't think he fodderized Smoker.
Hold on, Luffy fodderized Smoker. Remember at the beginning when he was using Gear Second, he was just toying with Smoker.
No, that's what Tashigi. That's Tashigi. That's not Smoker.
No, wasn't he? I thought he was toying with Smoker too.
Nah, that was Tashigi. That's when Tashigi went into his body, and he was like, "I don't want to fight you
I
right
don't remember.
now."
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but there was one time that she was too cocky. She thought she could take him on though, but she got one
No,
shot.
when Smoker was in Tashigi's body, he actually hit Luffy with the his jite. So it's like, I'm just saying. Like,
I don't remember what
I feel like-
happened, but
I feel like what happened.
Gear Second, like Gear Fourth, Luffy could definitely just one shot Smoker.
I feel like what happened too is that before the time skip, Smoker was what Luffy had to worry about. Luffy had to worry about Smoker. Now Luffy has to worry about Fujitora, like Admirals. It's like Smoker's kind of like he's not even on the same. He's not on Luffy's level anymore. I feel like if Smoker was to come, Luffy could be like, "Yo, Sanji, take care of Smoker. I gotta go deal with
But
Big
the
Mom."
thing is,
No.
we talking about these people being trash, but are we talking about like Luffy took an L to everybody in Marineford?
No. Listen. This is the. I think that Luffy would say, Usopp, you take care of Smoker.
That's OD.
Sanji-
No, and never that much.
Oh, come on, no.
Hey.
Usopp only has observation. He can't touch him.
No.
Usopp has hockey, but the person would need hockey, so that only leaves Sanji and Zoro.
That was hilarious.
Smoker is fighting Luffy. Nobody else is fighting.
No. Check
That
this
ain't
out.
true.
Braga.
Zoro has hockey. Sanji has hockey. It was never
Usopp
a
has hockey.
Which,
Bro, how do you see a Gear Fourth versus Smoker playing out? How do you see that playing out?
check this out. It was never
Hold
a
on.
problem.
Potential for Smoker's fruit, yo.
Tell me how you see a Gear Fourth versus Smoker playing
Yo,
out.
I
I'm
think-
just curious.
We go off Gear Fourth and we're going off like what we saw with versus Doflamingo, but Gear Fourth, it's like Smoker is gonna get stronger in the future. It's like
Yeah, but you're talking about the future. But now he's trash.
What's he gonna do? Like
We say
smoke
what?
Gear Fourth out or something?
We seen. All right,
What if
how we
what
even
if,
having this-
what if Smoker has a
how are we even having this conversation after we seen Doffy destroy Smoker and we seen Luffy like get the better of Doffy?
Luffy Gear 4 is stronger than Doflamingo, and that's
Yeah,
fact.
so it's
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying right now. Obviously, right now, Gear Fourth is stronger than Smoker. What I'm saying is, we're kind of writing Smoker off like he's not gonna get stronger.
No, here's the thing.
Well, the problem is that so many people are getting
right now. All right, here's the thing. He will get stronger, but it's like if you're trash right now, you're trash right now. We can't give him the benefit of the doubt because
Exactly.
later on, Oda has a story plot where Smoker's gonna save Luffy or something like that. It's like whatever.
thing
But
is,
right
like,
now, he's trash right now.
He was owning Luffy every time, 3 times. So it's like
Yeah, but he
That was
couldn't
only because
touch
of his
him.
fruit.
He couldn't
If
touch him.
Luffy could touch him, he would win for sure. If Luffy
He
could touch
couldn't
me,
touch him.
no, think about it.
Brago, you have to recognize, Caribou would own Luffy pre-time skip because he can't touch him.
Exactly. Once Luffy, now that people could touch Smoker and not just Luffy, now that
What
other
I'm
people
saying
can,
is-
Smoker's getting
what I'm saying
destroyed.
we kind of jump to these conclusions that somebody's trash just because they take L's.
Well,
No, but
you
you
know,
can't
you
take
can't take
L.
You can't
He
take
is
L.
trash,
Brago. Like, back in the day, you could
Can
touch him.
you hear me?
Hey.
Can
Come
you
on.
hear me? Yeah.
Who's that? Is that Mac?
Yeah, it's me. I was testing my mic. I didn't think
Yeah,
I
what's up? We can hear you good.
What's popping, bro?
Yeah, 'cause I was talking for a good 10 seconds.
Wait. I think I'm about to translate for him.
All right. So I'm just gonna bring up that.
Wait, what
Rock-
are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about how
Smoker
Bro,
is
bro,
trash.
we're talking about is
Luffy-
Smoker
Luffy-
trash or not?
Luffy
Right
Gear
now,
4 is
not
stronger than
like he's
Doflamingo.
forever trash.
They said he's the
Right
thing
now.
is like
Wait,
just
who
because
said
he took
Smoker's
it-
trash? What, is the majority think Smoker's trash?
I think he's
Everybody
trash
says
right
Smoker's
now.
trash.
Everybody's wrong then. Everybody's wrong. Simple as
How
that.
can you say Smoker is trash?
Where's
Because
okay?
he's the
Well,
most-
how are you saying he's good? What's so good?
Because now that people have hockey and it's not like a rare thing. Now that like Law has hockey, Virgo has hockey, Doffy has hockey. They're destroying him. He's not.
Brago,
only
you have to
legit-
recognize,
the only legit-
Smoker didn't have no He didn't have no hockey pre-time skip on his devil fruit. His skill weak. Like he ain't skilled with his devil fruit. So where that put him in the new world? If his
What's
hockey
Smoke gonna
at a
do?
beginning level and his devil fruit skill weak, like he ain't nothing.
How can you think Smoker's trash? Are you like?
How can you think he's strong? What's so great about
The
it?
thing is, like he lost the law. The only
If you look at Smoker pre-time skip,
Smoker
like
has
the
against
Smoke thing
law.
was basically invincible in part 1. After that, once part 2 hit, like hockey is everywhere, and Smoker became fodder. Like you can touch.
Wait,
Smoker.
let me lead you to another question. Do you guys think that Virgo is stronger than Smoker?
Easy.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Easy.
Yes.
Yo, his
no.
hockey,
How is
he's
Virgo
crazy.
stronger than
He
Smoker?
wasn't messing with him.
Easy.
How is Virgo smart? What?
The manga already proved it.
Smoker is stronger than Virgo. It's as simple as that. There's no.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh my
Virgo's
god.
stronger than Smoker.
And can I give you guys a reason before you guys?
He's disrespecting the
Can I give you
manga.
guys a reason?
If you're gonna use that excuse that Brago just did about the heart thing, he doesn't have a heart. That was the reason why he got
Smoker
knocked
has
out.
hockey,
You know,
but his
that
hockey
doesn't
is-
count.
In the fight with Smoker and Virgo,
Smoker
Smoker
was destroyed, man.
in the no. Can I talk, dude?
No, you can't.
Dude, can I talk, dude? Dude, I just lost my streak today. Can I talk or what? Let me talk. Okay, I'm saying this right now. Smoker versus Virgo. We can all say that Virgo himself, this man himself said, Smoker, why are you not fighting like your usual style? So he's not even fighting like his same style. So how can you say that?
Okay, what's his style normally like?
No, he said he
This
was.
nigga was using his
obviously-
like a dumbass.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
doing
my
things
God.
that was
Wait,
obvious.
wait, is this the same guy who thinks Laboon and Zoro are the same size? Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
No.
Get him outta here.
I think we can estimate that we have to definitely measure Smoker's strength if he has his foreskin cut off.
Zoro and
Excuse
Zoro
me?
are the same.
Excuse me? Are you trolling?
Dude, Smoker is so weak. All right.
It's like, all right,
You
let me
think
tell
Jack's
tell you
weak?
how
You think
weak
Jack's weak? We can't
Hold on, I just want to say
we
this
can't take you
about
serious here. We
Smoker.
can't take you
Season
serious.
2. He'll come later. He'll come later. Don't
No,
worry.
no,
Think
one
about
more. I'm sorry,
Smoker.
one more. We can't take you serious. You think Jack weak? It's hard to take you serious, man.
Jack
I
underwhelming.
think it's even easier to take me seriously.
Dude, why are you trolling, dude? Like,
Okay, let me tell you how weak Smoker is. All right, let me tell you
Wait,
how
wait.
weak he is. I'm gonna put you on a scale. All right? I'm gonna put him on a scale.
Alright, put him on a scale.
Okay, so Doflamingo uses that attack against Smoker, you know, the little string cut. Smoker gets one-shotted. He's down for the count. Uses the same thing on Luffy. Luffy's back up, no problem.
Exactly. And well, I just want to say this. The thing about Smoker not being trash. Let's say that Aokiji wouldn't have been there. You know, he would have died right there. So then what we would have said?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not trash, but he
You don't
died.
see Luffy
It's Sanji
getting
trap.
Aokiji
Sanji
down.
trap.
But let's look at it like this. You guys are sitting here judging a character that is not experienced with the new world and using this.
Nobody's experienced with
Nobody
the
That's a dumb
Nah,
thing.
but look.
Why when it come down to like characters?
But what you're doing is you're using information from the New World, talking about Doflamingo, his strength and all that, and talking about how everyone is so strong. But we haven't seen Smoker since then. So how are you gonna sit here and judge his strength when we truly don't know if he has developed since then?
What's he gonna do? Lift some barbells, lift some dumbbells, and come back?
Do these guys know that Doflamingo's the same guy who holds Jozu in his place?
All right. No, I get what you're saying, but
Jozu-
Dofi got the
Doflamingo
better of him.
himself,
Law
he can't
got
even
the
fight.
better of him. Even Virgo, and Virgo was under Dofi. He got the better of him too. So it's like, you know, this was Smoker's chance to like show. And it's like every good thing that Smoker did, every intimidating thing that Smoker did.
You can't judge the Virgo and Smoker fight. You can't.
No, I know, but I'm saying though, every good thing that Smoker did, right, was when people couldn't touch him.
The only loss you can judge is a law and loss, and law his power is hacks. It's something that law himself.
But Law is weak too.
Law's weak too.
Whoa,
Dude, get out of here.
Wait, no.
Doflamingo even said Law was weaker.
He's right.
Luffy.
I agree with him. Law is weak.
Law is
Yeah, there you go.
Can you please?
If Law is weak,
How is Law weak? Wait, how is Law weak?
Yeah, how is Law weak? Give us.
He's got one-shotted by Doflamingo. Like everybody's getting one-shotted by Doflamingo
I
except Luffy.
finally
because Luffy's the
understand
best.
these dudes' logic. If you're not Yonko or Admiral level, you're trash.
No. That's not what he's saying. What he's
Wait,
saying is.
how can we say Law is weak? Law is one of the strongest pirates we've come
No, well,
across.
okay. Let me put it this way: he's weaker than Luffy, therefore he's weak.
No,
Wait, but can you give us factual information that proves that he's weaker than Luffy?
This guy thinks Zoro and LeBron are the same size. Don't take him seriously.
I've been saving this evidence. I've been saving this
evidence. He's trying to get a reaction from you.
He's trying to get a
reaction from you. Don't take him serious, yo. Don't take him serious.
No, hold on. I got all the evidence right here. Hold on, I'm about to.
You're a troll, dude. You're a troll, man.
I'm about to bring it up. I'm about to bring it up.
Hey, hold it.
Don't take it serious, dude.
Nah, let's have it.
Wait, hold on.
Hold it down.
Here it is. Okay, this is a quote by Doflamingo, right? Law goes without saying, but be careful of the Straw Hat too. That kid has awakened Emperor's Haki. He's even above Law. That's a Doflamingo quote right there. So, wait. I don't even need to say nothing more.
What are you trying to prove right now? What are you trying to prove?
That doesn't mean that
he's weaker than Luffy.
We all think Luffy's stronger than Law. Are you dumb or just stupid?
Oh, okay. That's what I was saying.
You're a troll. We don't take it serious, man.
Wait, dude. You're the same person that said that Legend Mac, if I'm not mistaken, you're the person who went up against. You said that Sabo wasn't Yonko level, so I can't take you seriously, dude.
wait, hold it down.
I'll give you that one.
Wait, so you're trying to say that Sabo's Yonko level?
Sabo's above Yonko level.
Oh, stop it.
I feel like when it comes
Yonko is Sabo level.
What's going on here is like we kind of like Smoker. For instance, he lost to Law, Virgo.
Smoker's most fodder.
Who the hell is this nigga Brando Cristo? Shut the hell up in the comment section, you little bitch.
The thing about Smoker is that it's like once it's like he was at everything he did great was when he was at a disadvantage against everybody. Once people started using hockey, it's like they started getting better at him.
Boy theories. You nigga, you shut the hell up in the comment section. Even though that was dragging or whatever like that.
We can't have people think that black people are even uncivilized and anime matters. You gotta chill. This is fiction.
We are
uncivilized. This is anime. Why are we supposed to be all in our like acting all civil and shit? Like, it's anime. It's nothing serious.
Yo, let your man.
This is very serious, man.
Double 4 right now, man. Come on.
Double 4? Explain how I'm going double 4. Please tell me.
Oh, you double 4. You're getting like
you just said something
too emotional on this, man. Wait.
Like I like Smoker a lot, but it's just that based off what I've seen, I don't think he's that good right now. He needs development.
I don't know why that's even a discussion.
Wait. Double 4
because the tricky thing about Smoker. With the way that Smoker has a Loki power, so he could be an admiral if he was strong.
How strong? Okay, is Smoker one of the strongest vice admirals?
One of the stronger ones. Yeah.
He is one of the.
Yeah, he is. Said no.
Hell,
people want to.
Smoke is garbage. If Smoker wasn't like a popular character, all y'all would.
You guys gotta look at it like this, though. Look at it like this. We see Garp and we see his title, but you have to understand he's truly on a fleet admiral level. You have to look at all the true vice admirals, where they truly stand. Smoker is a superior individual compared to all of them.
No,
because check this out. Hold on. Smoker had just went into the New World where Virgo already been in it, and Virgo actually had a higher position than Smoker, right? So
Virgo's stronger
than Smoker, yeah.
Oh, Smoker is definitely not stronger than Virgo. Stop that.
Virgo was Smoker's boss, right?
You're trying to make me think I'm blind. Like I don't read the manga.
Shot Virgo.
I'm not saying that he's gonna one shot him. I'm just saying that.
Didn't Law one shot Virgo though?
No. Honestly, if you think
all right,
that
that's when he was using full body hockey.
That Virgo or Smoker
I think we need to move on.
is strong.
Yeah, please move on.
If you think that Virgo or Smoker is strong, then
let's talk about Jack now. Let's talk about Jack.
Yeah, let's talk about
Jack. Look, I'm gonna say a fact right now. I remember I was like, this man Jack is gonna get one-shotted later on. Everyone hated on me. This nigga got one-shotted.
Oh yeah, he's on the bottom of the sea begging for help because he's a wimp.
Okay, yo, are we
about to go to the Jack hate now?
Man, I have a little dartboard with just Jack's face on it.
Nigga, you got raped by an elephant. I know that.
What the hell is like minus?
Look, how the fuck are you a mammoth and you get defeated by an inferior? Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Defeated though. Hold on.
Wait. What do you mean? Defeated by.
This nigga is a mammoth and he gets defeated by an elephant. Are you serious?
Yeah, but whether the elephant is like
elephant is an island.
Descendant. Basically, the elephant won in size, man. Like
all that happened.
the cannons on Jack's ship, right? They were shooting at his leg, and they were doing big damage. They're about to flip Zoe.
That was Florida shit. Them cannons.
With cannons, just little tiny cannons. They were destroying the entire island's leg. So why couldn't Jack
these
just
guys
slice
know
off
how
his
long
whole
it took to
trunk?
go
You know,
up
it was the
itself?
dino.
Do you know how long
Why
it took
couldn't
to
he
go
slice
up
off?
Zoe?
Are
I'm
you
just showing
dumb?
you the size of Zoe right now. The size of Zoe.
Yeah, do we know how big
Yeah,
Zoe
what's
is?
right now?
Yeah, size does matter, yo.
Okay,
Yo,
but
it was a country.
All I'm gonna say
they
is
were
this.
destroying him. They were
Luffy,
destroying him with
Law,
cannons.
Zoro, Inarashi, nobody's stopping that attack. So why would you put? Did you want Jack to stop?
Zoro could stop that attack.
Whoa, you might be dumb. I'm sorry. You might be
So
dumb.
you're gonna
Zoro could stop the Zoro attack. He would slice
The
it
thing I feel like
and
with
then
Jack is that people hate on Jack or whatever like that. So every little, like whatever L Jack could get or whatever little disrespect, you want to hurry up.
Man, people always hate on characters.
Well, I'll say
Zoro
this.
would slice the trunk off. And
Jack and Zoe, something bigger than him just smacked him and sent him flying.
Wait,
He didn't
but
get
you're
KO'd.
saying
He didn't get knocked out.
that's a very important element right there.
He just
You're
got
saying
flung
that's
like,
something-
yo.
I'm
You're saying that's something bigger than him.
When Oda said the sky, when the sky made the sky go black, Zoe made the sky go black. They couldn't see nothing.
I feel like the
I
Jack.
mean, yeah, I put an
feel
umbrella
like-
over my
I feel like-
face, and the sky goes black too.
I feel like
that Zoe hitting Jack and Jack getting sent away. That's like a Pidgeot using whirlwind.
Are you dumb?
Stop.
That's what you did. Like, yo, Jack, excuse me. They were too later. That's what they did. So that's
Are
not.
you? No. I'm serious. Are you dumb?
No, I'm not. But that's what happened. Check this out. Jack didn't get. Check this out. If Zoe would have stomped Jack out, then I would have been like, oh snap, yo.
You know what scares me? You know what scares me? The fact that Jack was chilling in the ocean.
All Zoe did was knock him away.
But Jack was good though after.
Jack was good. He was chilling in the ocean. He was
good after. So
you're
that's why
dumb.
he's destroyed.
You're dumb, dude.
Honestly,
like whirlwind,
the
then
Jack,
the battle ends.
the Jack ain't justified because the chapter before the elephant do the trunk, he was acting like he about to do some hype shit.
Yeah.
It
looked like he was gonna do something crazy.
Then
nigga, the dude when Momonosuke went Game of Thrones. How do you stop that?
At the end of the day, Jack is a
that? You went Game of
disappointment.
Thrones on him.
Winter's coming.
And he's probably going to get fired by Kaido. Kaido's probably going to see him at the bottom of this.
Hey.
Wait, can I stop the stream and say that the most factual man is here, Danny Rameshi?
Hey, I go by Dan the Yokai now. Everyone subs to my channel.
Dan the yo dick.
Wait, what?
Wait, we're
You
getting
might
sidetracked.
be
We're
a
getting sidetracked.
Can we just get back on topic and talk about if you think that either Smoker or Virgo is strong, you need to drop One Piece? Because it's really disrespectful to Oda.
That's very true.
Smoker and Virgo is strong. Like, what do we think is strong now? Like,
Okay,
no,
they're like mediocre, all right? They're mediocre, I would say.
They're mediocre. So what is strong? Tell me what's strong.
Strong is...
Does the scaling move with Luffy?
No. Listen,
strong is first made Yonko level.
Listen, I'm gonna
Wait,
name
hold it down. If you believe that strong is first made Yonko level, you can leave.
Alright, this guy definitely got touched as a kid, but let's move on. What I'm gonna say is that the person I'm gonna name people who are strong in the new world. Luffy.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Okay, Luffy.
Wait, that's it?
Akainu. No. Akainu. Kizaru. Aokiji.
Capone?
Hell no.
No, not Capone. Capone's like fodder.
Sanji. Zoro.
Wait. So Sanji.
No, not
Sanji. If we're going to use Sanji,
I'm naming all the people. Like,
so how can you not
wait,
include
hold
Virgo
it
and
down.
Smoker?
But
hold on. Here's the thing about Smoker. Sanji.
Wait, hold it down. Let this man Brago ask a very significant question because I know what he's gonna say.
Okay,
how can you include? You're going to include Virgo, or include Sanji and not include Virgo.
Virgo's a whip, man.
When based on what we saw,
True.
Virgo cracked Sanji's.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
Virgo is the most
harder. Not a big
no,
deal. Getting to crack Sanji's ribs, you know.
If you're not
getting cracks is not a big deal.
You're not strong. If you're not strong, how are you doing that to a strong person?
Let me respond to that.
Can I say something?
That's like saying.
Can I speak?
No. He asked me a question, so I'm going to respond. That's like saying okay, if LeBron James got shot in his leg 20 times and I come and beat him, that's like saying, how did you beat him? Because he was injured, nigga. It's obvious. Sanji was injured against Virgo.
Well,
That
plus,
is factual.
okay,
That is factual.
there's a
That
point.
is
There's a
factual.
point.
Whoa.
So you're gonna base the fact that a bunch of kids beat him down. That's
No,
how
no,
Virgo.
you don't even know what you're talking
That's how
about.
Virgo
Are you
won.
dumb?
Hold on.
Sanji didn't get injured by kids. What are you talking about? So
Are
you
you
don't even know
dumb?
the situation where he got
Are you
injured.
No,
dumb?
Sanji, Virgo was using hockey before Sanji was, so he got the jump on him.
Are
I'm
you
telling you right
dumb?
now, Sanji would wreck Virgo. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, he
Oh
would.
my.
He would.
No, you won't.
That's facts.
Alright,
You-
I'm about.
That is a fact.
Nah, alright. I'm gonna say this. I feel like
everyone
I feel like Sanji would lose against Virgo because to me it just seemed like that fight wasn't for Sanji to win. That
Are
fight
you
was
dumb?
for Oda to win.
Okay,
or-
first of all, Oda said multiple times that Sanji was injured. Sanji, when he got switched, when Nami and Sanji, they switched bodies back into their own bodies. Sanji's like, what the hell happened to my body? And Nami said, I got it injured. So we know his body was not 100%. Can we agree to that?
That may have not been Sanji's.
No, let me finish the point. You can't just interrupt
body either
You can't
way.
just interrupt a half point. Let me finish a full point. Can I go?
Yep.
Okay, so we all agree that Sanji was not 100%. Can we all agree to this? If everyone, you all agree to this? Yes? Okay, so Sanji's not 100%. He goes to fight Virgo. He still smashes Virgo to the wall. Then Virgo cracks his leg. Now, this is to show that Virgo's hockey is next level, but it's not to show that Virgo is stronger than Sanji. Let me disagree with that, because we all can agree that Virgo, Pika, all those niggas, Zoro and Sanji are wrecking all those niggas. Let's be honest here.
That's
honest
facts.
But check
Why
this out,
are we
though.
trying to put Virgo? Even Smoker wrecked Virgo. Smoker wrecked Virgo. You can understand that. Like, come on.
Dude,
No, yeah,
don't
like
put his ass.
Smoker took some L's, but Smoker's supposed to be like.
Virgo himself, when a guy fighting himself says, you're not fighting the same way you're fighting, you can tell that Smoker, even Smoker said, I had to pay my debt to Law, because Law, Law gave him the cuffs and all that shit. So that it had nothing to do with Smoker didn't want to beat him even.
But check this out though. I still feel
also
like.
right. But what
And then Law one-shots him. Law one-shots him. Law's
I still
hockey was
feel like. But remember though, Virgo went full body, which lowers his defense or whatever like that. So it made it easier for him to get one-shotted. But what I want to say about that fight, I feel like that fight, because you know how Luffy always takes out the strongest person. I feel like the way that arc was that since Luffy had to do something else, because I guess he was dealing with Caesar or whatever like that. He left.
Hold on. I gotta address.
Caesar's stronger than
I gotta address something.
Luffy smashed Caesar in like 1 second.
Who said?
So I feel like
man?
I feel like they.
I believe when I came into the stream, we were talking about Judge.
Oh yeah, I want to.
deviated.
I feel like
Judge
the
is
formula
trash.
got changed a bit.
Oh my God.
That's
Judge is trash too.
He's
Right.
trash.
Oh my God.
Hold it down.
I have to admit, I don't like the dirty that was put on in this chapter. Basically, Sanji would have.
Bronco, let me ask you a question. If you fighting your son or bad, you'll beat him. Like your son.
Wait, Bronco.
If I haven't seen
I'm sure it wouldn't be competitive.
No, but if I haven't seen him, real quick.
Can I talk to someone in the chat, yo? Brando, he says Legend Mac got a bald head. It's by choice, dude.
Hey,
Hold on. About Judge.
let me add something relevant to the conversation real quick. So we're talking about Judge, and we hear many opinions. Some believe that he's strong, some believe that he's weak, some believe he's trash, some believe he's not. But at the end of the day, we have to look at what Oda provided us with this chapter, and whether you like it or not, it's shown that Judge is not a superior individual. Like
People
he's
were
not.
saying,
Exactly.
people were
I just
saying,
feel like it.
I'm
I just feel like
Hold the phone.
Real quick. If I haven't seen my son in how long you haven't seen Sanji? 10 years, whatever. I'm not going all out right away. I'm testing.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm going to see how strong he is.
I enjoyed your review.
If you look at the minutes,
honestly, I feel like
I'm testing the guy. So what about the fact that he felt pain in his
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? That when it comes to Judge Vinsmoke, people had Judge Vinsmoke over Big Mom. It was disgusting what I was seeing inside the
They had him
family.
over all the uncles, bro.
exactly. This nigga is false. This nigga is false advertisement. He look fresh as fuck.
Wait.
Hold it down.
That's true.
Let me respond to Brago real quick. Let me.
People are
respond to
comparing the North Blue to the New World. Are they dumb?
Let me respond to Brago. This man said that if he saw his son and he hasn't saw him in a long time, he wouldn't go all out. But this man Judge is the same man. See, you can't compare your situation with someone else's situation.
You didn't even know Sanji had hockey.
Yeah,
Hold on.
he did.
If
He
you look,
did
if
it.
you look at the
This man
past,
is
legend,
I feel like at first he wasn't going all out, but then once he used the wall and he started cutting through his own people, it's like he was not going all out.
Do
Though,
you
but he
feel
was
like that's
being
the
more
extent of his
That's something.
abilities?
The wall thing is something he
What
would use in a
ability,
fight.
Dan?
That's
His
something he would use in a
abilities.
fight.
It's not a.
They
It's not.
weapons.
Do we
I
feel
don't
like
think
that's
it's
the
wall. I
extent
think
of
it's
his
just
abilities?
like a command or something.
But I mean that he stabbed through his own person just to hit Sanji. And
Pretty much the Germa kingdom, the people like the soldiers, they're not even people to him. They're not people.
Honestly,
They're like
Brago, I view Dofi and Sanji died. That's how you beat a son. That right there.
Wait, let me give you. Can I give you an
You don't,
example?
the thing is, you don't have a competitive fight with this nigga.
Wait,
But
remember when Frankie used
But the
the
thing is,
doesn't-
Dofi's powers can do that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like Dofi's
that's
powers
facts.
is different than how Judge fights. Like,
remember when Frankie used the nunchucks? When he used the nunchucks and you put like the stones on it and all that stuff? That's like what I think. Vince, he doesn't treat people as humans. They're like objects. So when he used the wall, it's not humans. He's using
they're not human to him.
Well, hold on. What about the whole thing about Germa 66 standing up against like the Marine Fleet Admiral? Like it showed in the old legends, it had.
All the comics
What are you
and stuff,
talking about?
No, okay, hold on. Let me explain. Because it
Fleet
had
Admiral? When
legends.
did they ever say that?
Because no, hold on. It was the guy with the seagull on his hat.
And Sengoku had the same seagull.
representation.
I don't get your point though.
Oh,
Oh,
it
my.
had in Legends. It had the guy, the hero of Germa 66, standing up against the top Marines, right? It was the guy with the seagull on his head.
Yeah, it was like kind of hinting towards him going against Marines.
Yeah, like the top Marine, like the actual.
Well, we don't know if it's
Hold on.
I'm
Like
reading
A
it.
lot of
That's false
assumptions.
advertisement
A lot of
again.
assumptions.
top Marines, like the vice admirals.
No,
Probably.
I forgot the exact thing, but it showed like a picture of
He's
Of,
talking
like,
about
the
the
hero
comic
of
strip.
Germa
The
66.
comic strip. The comic
yeah,
strip.
yeah, the comic strip. Well, we don't know exactly how it went down, but if he was going up against like the top, like the leader of the Marines, then
That
wouldn't.
nigga wasn't going up against no one. He sucked.
Nah. Look, I will say this: we seen people who is nobody to us in that picture. It's not like we seen him. It's not like we seen Kong and Garp on the floor and like people with names. We seen like nobody's him taking over.
And we saw him standing on a pile of nobody kings.
Yeah.
That's a
Like,
fact.
what kind of
I gotta find the
bullshit?
legend.
I little too smart. Like, I little too smart to don't figure this nigga like ain't about that life. Like you don't just show me anybody. You gotta build them up and then have Jaji beat them.
I think it's too soon to say he's trash. Like,
And-
I really disagree.
What I want to say about
Yeah, the hero Sora, as depicted in the World Economic Journal, yeah, he's the warrior of the sea. He went up against a guy who had like the seagull on his head, like sort of how Sengoku does, right? So I think he went up against the fleet admiral of the Navy.
Only thing that would change my perception on him if he have a devil fruit or something. Other than that, I straight.
Hold on. You said that he went up against somebody with a seagull on his head, right? So
The Marines.
So hold on, but Akainu doesn't have a seagull on his head, right?
talking about Sengoku. That's what he's.
Yeah, Sengoku.
No, I know.
I think it was Sengoku's.
Look,
But he can walk on water though. Like,
nah,
right?
hold it
And Akainu
down.
doesn't have a seagull on his head. So I don't think the seagull means you're a fleet admiral because Akainu doesn't have a seagull on his head. So we can't really say that. That's probably just somebody.
No, but this is back then though. This is not any time.
No,
like,
I know,
this
but that
is
could have been that could have been Sengoku cousin. He could have been stomping out.
I with him though. That's Sengoku cousin. That can't be Sengoku.
yeah.
So wait, why do we always do this? Why do we always jump to conclusions based on
I think it's
5 minutes?
The comic strip was
Brother, why you
propaganda.
always give
Sengoku as a
like
kid
I
probably
know the
inspired
son,
by
but you always give 4 niggas the benefit of the doubt. Like you need to see them get beat to the ground for Brago to say, you know what, these niggas fought them. Like you always give dudes the benefit of the doubt.
But
Brago. Do you think that Jack and Judge didn't smoke a fodder?
I don't think Jack is fodder, but I think he overhyped.
How can we say Judge is fodder?
How can you say Judge is? Are you dumb?
Judge is not. Judge is not fodder, but he's not.
I mean, New World fodder.
Judge is not fodder, but he's not nothing to be hype over.
You know, another thing I saw as well was Kid is fodder. After he saw him with Kaido.
Kid is pretty much fodder.
Kid is fodder. Kid is fodder, but
Kid is fodder.
Wait, if you're saying
That's
Kid
just
is
a
fodder,
comedian, bro,
if you're
man.
saying
That-
Kid is
that's
fodder, that
blasphemy.
means that Luffy's fodder.
No, he's not fodder. He's
I
not
feel like
fodder.
This
I
is
feel
the
like
logic we have
Kid
come to.
is
The strong
stronger than-
everybody thinks that Kaido
Kid
is
is
the
weak.
teacher.
Hold
When
on.
Kid
I
loses
feel
the
like
Nah, this is a fact. I don't give a fuck what no one says. If you say Kid is fodder, Luffy's fodder. This is a fact.
Well, where's your reasoning for that? Where's your
This is true.
That's true. I agree with that.
Is stronger
Yeah,
than
I
all
agree.
the supernovas, dude.
I feel like Kid is stronger than Luffy.
No, but the thing is,
Luffy's stronger than Kid. Luffy's
No,
stronger
like,
than Kid.
I feel like Kid is stronger than Luffy, and even though Kid fought Kaido and lost, it's just all the saying. Like right now, Luffy can't mess with a Yonko.
but the same thing would happen to Luffy in that situation, especially.
What do you
This
do?
is why I compare the Jack situation to the Kid situation. If Luffy's there, Luffy's getting one shot by Zunisha. Like everybody's getting one shot.
No, he would use elephant gun.
Kaido.
He'd use elephant gun and then he'd stop it.
Stop.
You think Zunisha's the same size as Laboon? I don't know. Understand what like. I don't know, man.
I never said. Okay, those weren't my words.
Wait,
dude. No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know when you're trolling, and that's why I can't take you seriously.
Let me give you an example. Okay. Let me just give you a quick example. All right. Jack was destroying Zunisha's leg with little cannons. All right. Now he said that Zunisha was like dying and stuff, like its flesh was weak, and the trunk is the weakest part. It's just a bunch of flesh. So Zoro could technically cut that in half. Not a big deal.
Dude, are you dumb? Wait, so
cut mountains in half.
So basically, what you're saying is that this man Jack,
Zoro couldn't even cut the birdcage.
This man Jack was basically shooting
birdcage is just a plot armor. Even Fujitora couldn't cut it.
But he said I can cut anything from all the 8 miles and all that shit.
It's plot why he ain't cut
The
that.
birdcage is a plot cage. There's nothing breaking that thing.
In the comments, it says that Luffy is stronger than Law and that Luffy Gear 4th is stronger than Law and Kid. And I don't think that's true because when Luffy was using Gear 4th and Law seen it, Law wasn't even hyped. Law was like using too much of his hockey. Like, yo,
honestly, Law have his own hockey.
This man Luffy is the same nigga that ran out of willpower.
He ran out of hockey. Like Luffy had to get saved for a bit. Like Law was.
I saw. Remember Shabondi? We saw that when Luffy used Gear 3rd or whatever, Kid had a move that was comparable to that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it wasn't comparable because Gear 3rd could break iron.
Yeah.
So therefore it could break Kid's arm.
So why?
Oh my God, that's facts.
So like Gear 4th is a step in the right direction, but Luffy.
But factually speaking, isn't there iron in the blood? So this nigga's not touching Kid?
Oh, you're a dumbass.
I understand that Kid's arm
You are a dumbass.
Kid's arm is just a bunch of metal, scrap metal, gathered up.
Luffy can break iron. You say Luffy's Gear 3rd can break iron. The iron is not moving when he's breaking it. Kid's arm is moving, so it's.
No, let me give you an example.
Honestly, magnetism.
Gear 3rd could break through Luffy's Tekai, which is stronger than
If you apply speed to an object, it'll be more.
Hold on. No. He could break through Luffy's Tekai, which is stronger than steel. All right. So he could easily smash all the scrap metal and hit Kid basically.
But he's not. But the thing about it,
magnetism have way more potential than rubber.
Underestimated Kid, bro.
I don't understand how. It's simple.
The simplistic matter is this man Luffy is not even hitting Kid. Luffy's not hitting Kid. Simple.
Look, if Kid was to take the metal, right, make a fist out of it and punch Luffy with it, Luffy could break it. But if
he could break it.
All right, but I'm not finished though. If Kid was to take the metal, make a fist, and put hockey on it, Luffy's not breaking it after that.
Well, we're just the proof that Kid has hockey.
Let's be honest.
You dumb?
We're in the time of.
Like, don't you miss me with that
Wait,
shit?
hold on.
Okay, Kid doesn't have Conqueror's hockey though, so therefore.
I can't hear anything. Who's talking right now?
This is Kid. This is
Kid's a whip man.
Wait,
let
Bronco speak.
Wait. I can't. Everybody's talking at once. I can't hear anything. What were you saying?
Donald Trump is going to become the next president?
Luffy's the same man that ran out of willpower.
No, okay, so Conqueror's hockey, right? Doflamingo said that because Luffy had Conqueror's hockey, he's stronger than Law. I don't see Kid with any Conqueror's hockey, so
why couldn't Kid have Conqueror's?
Kid probably has Conqueror's hockey.
This is the same
shit. You're saying probably.
If Oda could make rubber extremely strong, he could do a lot of stuff with magnetism.
Yeah, exactly.
He could do a lot of
crazy
shit.
Didn't want to go directly
gained
into
his reputation through killing innocent people, not fighting strong
Well,
people.
the thing is, that kind of put him over Luffy, but that's not saying he's not strong. Like
I'm sure he's strong. He's just not as strong as Luffy.
Look, I'm gonna say a fact. Hold it down. I'm gonna say a fact.
Because we talk about the main character that's gonna be Pirate King.
Why Luffy always have to get the benefit? Why you always have to get the benefit of the doubt?
The same thing we're doing right now is the same thing with this man Smoker. We don't know until we know.
Exactly.
Yeah, they just keep it like that.
But then we can't talk about anything because then we just don't know anything, you know?
That's not fact. That's hold it down. That's not factual.
Hockey, so how could Kid not have
a lot of stuff within the series? You just have to be able to grab it from these manga panels
Are you dumb?
Talk about it.
You can't even pronounce manga right. I don't want to hear from you. You're dumb, dude. Now, to debunk that, we definitely know that you can make inferences as long as you're not a dumbass, as people would say.
Wait, but once again, if you
You're dumb,
understand,
dude.
look, do you
Hey,
wait?
dude, dude,
Look, I'm
dude,
into
dude,
now.
dude,
Hold it down, hold it
dude,
down, hold it down. I gotta body this.
dude, hold it
I
down,
gotta
dude.
body him. I gotta
No,
body him.
dude. Let me go
All
first.
right, all right,
No,
all right.
Kid is weak. He's got nothing done. He
Dude.
hasn't defeated anybody strong.
Dude,
We haven't seen Kid. We haven't seen
Can I
Kid.
say something? Can I say something? Can I say
It
something?
would be made relevant if he defeated someone even
Yeah, but you
nearly as strong
cannot.
as.
You cannot just
Can I
get.
say
We're
something?
not.
Dude.
The
Can I say
story is
something?
not
Can I say
focused
something?
on Kid. We're
Dude, can I
not
say
following
something?
Kid.
Can I
No,
say something? Dude.
Kid
can I
was
say
off
something?
sinking
Can I
ships
say
while
something?
Luffy was
Yo,
hardcore
let
trying to do
Brago
something.
talk, man.
Hey, real.
Yeah,
Hey,
let Brago talk.
Dude,
That's his shit.
Real
can I
shit,
say one
Brago.
thing before I'm leaving right now? Can I say
That
one
was
thing?
Matt.
I'm leaving right now. All I want to say is this, yo, Black Lives Matter, yo. We seen this on the news, man. The news can't things. I'm tired of these Blue Lives Matter dudes coming out of nowhere, yo. Black Lives Matter, and I'm gonna stick.
Oh,
Dude, you're Canadian.
Oh,
You're Canadian, dude.
Rick, oh my
I'm
god.
a Black Canadian, yo. I gotta stick with my Black Lives Matter, yo. Sorry.
On that note, we gonna end it there. I think we.
This was a weird stream.
Yeah, we.
Wait. You said
Yeah,
Blackbeard matters? What?
Black Lives.
Nah,
Black Lives Matters.
Hey, but
You
on
must
that
get
note,
shot a
though.
lot. You must get shot at a lot, Legend Mac.
Oh,
No,
see,
no.
look.
Canada's
Nah,
peaceful here, man. Canada's peaceful.
I
We don't have
think you
any.
shouldn't stop it and you should change it into a serious content. Like, this man just said this man's getting shot at because he's a black man? Like, what?
Hey. I think we should all agree that Jaji Vinsmoke will be one of the strongest characters in the New World, and that's facts.
I think so.
What I want to say about Sanji is that, like, before the fight with Sanji happened, I thought he was somewhere. I thought maybe he could have been Yonko level, or maybe he was somewhere in between
That nigga was
Admiral
trill
and
as
Yonko,
fuck.
somewhere in between Admiral and Yonko or something like that. Right now, I feel like he's not. He's at his best. He's Admiral level. But I feel like he's like lower than that.
No,
This man Jaji's below Admiral level.
But he's Admiral level at his best. Like if he was fronting on Sanji,
No, he's not.
Wait, who Admiral level at
best?
their
He's
best?
Admiral level.
This
If-
man
if-
Jaji, let me hit you with a fact. Let me hit you with a fact, my dude. This man Jaji's not taking on Fujitora. He's not taking
Yes,
on.
he is.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
That's the way he was fighting
He's
Sanji.
not
He's
doing
definitely
that.
not messing with
He's not.
Fujitora the way he was fighting
We don't
Sanji.
know. We don't know.
My
I mean,
dude.
based on what we see,
Yeah, we
can't
don't
say-
know,
you
man. We
can't-
don't know. We don't know.
I mean, we don't know.
Talk about it.
Look,
At the same time that we heard
I'ma
these
tell
stories about how dangerous Germa is, Sanji himself said,
Look, you gotta
why
understand
don't you
this though. You
take over
gotta
the-
understand this though.
Nigga say
Germa-
we don't know.
Hold it down. Let me
You only
speak real
read the
quick.
same
Let
chapter I
me
read.
say a couple paragraphs real quick. This is real talk right now. You gotta understand that Germa is the embodiment of everybody that's there, all the soldiers. It's an army. So when you sit here and say, well, Germa's this, you're talking about multiple niggas, my nigga. Like, you can't.
Yeah, we're not saying that Germa 66 is trash. We're saying Judge is trash.
Exactly. So you can't
What?
bring up Germa 66 when you bring up Jaji.
He fought the
Now,
sequel
let me-
dude.
He's the leader though.
That
If
is
the
the most
head is
dumbest
trash,
thing I've ever
everybody's
heard.
trash.
If you say that Jaji's trash, you cannot say that the whole Germa is nice. He's the leader.
Exactly.
That's like saying that.
No, I'm not.
Like
I'm
saying
maybe
that.
No,
maybe
I'm
his
talking-
son has zero.
Stop.
Maybe his
You're
son has
saying,
zero.
hold it down right now. Are you trying to tell me that a king cannot have a good as fuck army and he can be shit?
No, this nigga ain't no king though.
Well,
He's
look
not
at
a
Kyrie,
king,
look
you
at Buggy.
dumbass. He's a
Look at Buggy,
dictator.
man.
Wait,
I
he's
think
not.
it's possible.
Wait,
It's
hold
possible
it
that
down. Did you
Reiju
just say
or
he's not a king?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
they could be stronger.
He's
Ichiji
a
or Reiju could
dictator.
be
That ain't no
stronger.
true. You
the
know
son
that ain't
that's
no
zero.
true.
No, hold on. I will say this: the son
Well,
that's
I consider him a king because
like
he
crazy.
has a
The one
spot in
that
referee.
Yeah,
war.
but he's a commander in chief too.
But he's the
just
king.
like Kong and Dragon. In command.
We know he has a spot in the referee, so I'll consider him a king. He's a
I
king.
consider him a
Yeah, I
dictator.
consider him a king too. They did have a kingdom when all their ships was together.
Exactly. Like you're
Yeah.
sitting here saying he's not a king. Like fuck.
Yeah,
outta
but
here.
I saying he ain't only a king. He's a commander in chief too.
Exactly. And I told you.
What he say. He didn't say, "Let's settle this with dialogue."
Wait,
He
but
said,
aren't
"Let's
you?
fight."
But aren't you the same?
Wait.
Hold it down. Aren't you the same exact man that said this man is only taking down fodder kings? What?
Oh.
Like,
No, I
get the
say we
fuck outta
can't.
here.
No, I say we can't say was strong based off him taking down no names.
Exactly.
Those-
No names are fodder, my nigga.
But he
No
fought the
names
sequel
are
guy.
fodder.
All right. On that note, yo, I appreciate everybody coming through the stream.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's about to get real after
Now,
this
yeah,
year.
we're out of time. Brago has to end the stream.
Yeah, I got some stuff to do. I don't know,
Look,
maybe do something tomorrow. I appreciate everybody coming through.
Thanks.
Kid is in trash, Smoke is in trash, Sanji's in trash.
facts.
We got chill with
Facts.
that.
Bro, I'm
And
gonna talk to you after the stream.
Judge definitely is in
About
trash.
this.
We saw 5
Black
minutes.
Lives Matter.
Oh.
You can't say that. That's crazy. Black
Bro,
Lives
me and you
Matter.
got to talk about Jack.
All right,
after the
hold on,
stream.
hold on. Like the thing about Judge not being trash. Remember when Sanji said remember Judge said he has the invincible German 66 army or something like that, and Sanji was like being sarcastic. So why don't you take back over the East Blue? Like if Judge couldn't do it, Sanji said it.
Bro, the thing is,
wait, my bad
if
for
Judge
interrupting
takes
you,
over the
but
North
what you need to
Blue,
do is watch.
Yeah,
watch
Sanji
this
said it
man.
like Sanji
Hold
said
it down, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. My bad for interrupting you, but if you want to know more on that, watch Brago's review with that. We gone back like we never left.
hey.
Shut the hell up.
But nah, yo, we about to go. Hey, like the stream too, people. Do that too.
Jack is trash. That's all I gotta say.
Stop this.
Hey.
Stop this. Stop
And
it.
Jack,
another
Jack
thing,
is so weak.
like
It's laughable.
another
How
thing
is-
that made it seem like Judge is trash is that he said maybe he could take it back, but with Big Mom, I know we could take it back. Come
But
on.
the thing is, if he takes the North Blue, the government is coming after him, and I don't think Germa can stand against the government.
How is
That's
Jack
why-
trash if he's the
I'll
same
be honest.
man that can
What the
take
last
on
chapter
top?
did was build up Big Mom even further. She's
Yeah,
a monster. She's a monster.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a strong guy sitting at the bottom of the sea begging for help. You know?
Oh, that's facts.
Oh,
But strong guys, if they're
Luffy was doing that all on.
wait,
Yeah,
hold
but that
it.
was back then. That's the past. This is the present. All right.
Alright, my bad. You're right, dude. Dude, you're right.
Oh, nah, wait, hold it down. You can't use that argument at all because you're the same man that brings up the past events to Judge Smoker.
Shit. Oh my
The
god.
what? I didn't hear that. The pacifist of what, Smoker?
He said that you can't use that because you're right already, and Danny's just trying to find.
Nah, hold
ways
it
to
down.
prove
That's not what
that.
I said. Hold it down.
We out.
Let me say this though.
I appreciate that, Rick.
I said you can't use that. You can't use that